Yeah, most rates are going to check them. Duber takes get more clicks. Totally disagree with that because I'm basing out my own experience of my criticisms where I got labeled, especially by a certain website, as or two certain websites actually, as a pure Doom critic. But the reality is, you can make, and I've done this, in a series of 20 videos, you can make 19 positive videos and one negative one, and the negative one is what gets spread around. And that's the reality of content creation. In a nutshell, is you can make 19 amazing positive videos, and then the one where you're like, hey, this kind of sucks, is the one that's like, oh. And especially to the viewers who aren't regular watchers, they're very much on the case of the only video. In fact, the greatest example of this is probably Ian Hazakostas. The only time my name had been brought up to Ian was about me criticizing World of Warcraft. Despite the fact that obviously building an audience of nearly 500,000 people was based on positivity and not on negativity. But like, the only videos that kind of came across his desk or got him aware or was circling websites was negativity. And if you're not a regular watcher, all you know of me is these negative videos. So I'm a doomer. Right? Do you see how that works? Like, the only thing I ever hear about this guy is these negative, shitty videos where he's crapping all over the game or whatever. And that's 100% of the knowledge that I have about this person. And, like, that's unavoidable given the fact that most people have absolutely no intention of reading past the first line. They never do. Why do you think TikTok is so ridiculously popular? Because it lasts like 6 seconds and then you're on to the next thing and you're on to the next thing and you're on to the next thing. And it's like, just goes round and round and round and round and round and round and round like that. It just goes round and round in a circle of doing that stuff, right? They're not here in the stream where it takes us like an hour to review a nuanced discussion and the pros and cons of it, right? They're not in there. So that's the way it goes, unfortunately. That is the way it goes. So you've got to be careful with that stuff. You've got to be careful, but it's also unavoidable. I'm getting scammed with ads today. Being poor sucks. Oh, sorry, dude. Sorry, it's not. I don't play any. Twitch does though. Twitch does. Starfield is tomorrow. Yes, yes. I have the Starfield codes now. I could have played the other day. I have the codes for it, but I've got stuff to clean up today, so we wanted a full-on, uninterrupted experience. The TikTok review, do I like this game? Well, every game is good or bad. Right? That's it. It's good or bad. That's it. If you could nuke one social media platform, none of them, because overwhelmingly, even if I look at my Twitter, let me hide these DMs. If I look at my Twitter, for example, everybody hates Twitter. My Twitter is ridiculously positive. Right? It's overwhelmingly positive. Like, all the time. And then something's mixed in, which is just terrible. Like, that's the way it is. But I find this with, like, people in the real world.
Excuse me, Preach.
I have
that's X to you.
So many positive interactions with so many people on a daily basis. And it's like the 24-hour news. You're not getting stories on the news that this kid was happy today. He got someone gave him a nice lollipop for free because the kid was really cute and blah blah blah. That's not on the news. No one gives a shit. No one gives a shit. No one fucking cares. I keep getting fight vids on my feed. I don't even engage with that. You can block it. It goes away. Yeah, the news is full of horribleness and misery, but like, it's rare that I have a bad interaction with somebody. Like, it's pretty bad. Who was in the meeting? I should have brought this up. People, honestly, from what I can gather after talking, like, I'm fortunate enough to talk with these people, is that World of Warcraft Shadowlands has genuinely become a case study in the industry. And I'm not talking about MMOs, I'm talking about video games as what not to do. Like, that's the vibe I get when talking to people, is that Shadowlands has become an actual case study in of what not to do. in a lot of ways. Like, that's how it seems to be treated by a lot of execs and game developers now, is not laughing and pointing the finger, but like, okay, where did this go wrong? When were the warning signs there? How did they get from Legion, which is like a ridiculously popular, overwhelmingly well-received video game, to Shadowlands within 2 expansions? How did that happen? When did the cracks start to show? What feedback was ignored? What decisions were made along the way? Why were those decisions made? How was the vibe on the community not listened to correctly? And that's being applied to a ton of other games. And we talked about this the other day. Is like FPS games are feeling that now, right? The FPS world is currently going through its BFA Shadowlands experience. People are getting tired of battle passes. People are getting tired of paying money to keep unlocking. I'm paying you for the game and paying you extra money in some cases for the right to unlock content in the game. And the players are now starting to feel that crunch of what the hell is happening here? Why is this happening? Why am I like paying you 2, 3, 4 times a year, depending on seasons, for the right to just play and enjoy your game? We've gone from a long way from you go to a store and you buy a box and you have the game and that's the game, to now paying you X amount of money more, exponentially more, to play your game. And so now you're even denying me the right to unlock or play certain aspects of it if I don't pay you even more, and multiple times a year in some cases. Like, that's crazy. What authority do I have to speak on this? None. It's just that I've done this since before most of you were born, and I'm fortunate to have been able to build trust to the level that I can talk freely and safely with a lot of people who are influencers, not just on a content creation level, but in a behind the scenes place. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. We've never been drama farmers. I've always kept secret, always. And these people who are in this position where they're making, you know, mega million-pound decisions, which is tough, care about what I have to say about it, and that's really nice. I don't take it for granted any day of the week. It's always very weird, like when it happens, when like these people are like, hey, give us your take on this, I want to know what you think, and what do you think about this and what do you think about that. I take a lot of pride in that, but it took a long time to get there. But you've kept the secrets. Have you kept the secrets? Always. Yes, always. I have been firm on this for a really long time. If someone tells me something in confidence or asks me something in confidence, then it's in confidence. We don't break that by any means. No way. No way. Otherwise, I don't get to do half the things I do, which help me maybe make the games better for people. Stuff like that. I think that's good. I like it. Tell us what you kept to prove it. No. I'm thankful that my memory's so shit. I forget about most of it. I mean, 99% of them don't matter to anybody, right? It's like, okay, let me word you up on this. Let me see what you think. I don't think we've ever farmed drama ever. I don't think so. Chris has tried to get me to. And I'm like, what was it? It wasn't an argument, but it was a discussion. There was something happening where it was like, wow, bad or something. And he's like, we should make a video on this. And my personal opinion was, I don't really care. Yeah, I get it. We should make a video on it and a lot of people will click it, but I don't really give a fuck. I don't really care. And I can't make a video where I don't really care. I don't give a shit. You have a segment called Drama Time. I do. Always a good fun. Has a drama show. Yeah. Only Farm Anonymous drama. Oh, I have many Reddit accounts. I think they thought we could keep delivering a subpar product to consumer because they're not leaving anywhere, and now the consumers are leaving that piece of play base. No, that's not the way the case study goes, actually. No, that's the incorrect take. At least from the game developer standpoint. And again, I'm not talking about just MMOs. I'm talking about a variety of different games. The case study is, when did the direction you were going in turn in an ever so minor way? It's the two roads theory, right? You guys might not know about this, but it's the two roads theory. If you've ever studied business, you'll know about the two roads theory. Is that at some point you made a decision where the direction your company was going veered ever so slightly, like 2 degrees. It was minor. It was a nothing thing. It was easily correctable. So you had your one road, which was carrying along on the straight line. And then you made a choice which took you in a very slightly different direction, like barely noticeable to the human eye. But of course, 4 years later, you can't even see the two roads anymore. You're miles away from where you were originally heading. You're a long way away. And is that road a positive or a negative? And that's the two roads theory, right? You have to bear it in mind, is that even minor decisions you make in 5 years' time could kill your company. And you can't even believe it at the time because your choice was so insignificant and so minor that if you study it back and keep rolling it back. It's not even the ripple effect, because the ripple effect goes into different things. The ripple effects and the butterfly effects are less analogous to what we're talking about here. So it could be something as simple as maintaining the same types of systems. If we look at Shadowlands, the problems with Shadowlands begin in Cataclysm. It's like 7 years earlier. Right? 7 years earlier. So if we look at it from that perspective, 7 years earlier, the problems that result in Shadowlands start then. And they start with a couple of minor changes. And one of them is we'll try and make 10-man raiding a thing. People are asking for it. The audience seems to want it. Everything about this seems like a positive. Right? It seems like a positive. The audience is crying out for this content. We can make this content, and it will appease those people and make them very, very happy to do something like that. Okay, so we're going to go and do that. So we just changed direction. Everything you still had all remains. We're not getting rid of it. We're not changing it. So for those people who enjoyed the way things are now, that continues as normal. So that road continues on its straight and solid path. But we're going to make this little diversion, which is we're going to offer the option for smaller groups and smaller groups of friends to make their own group, which will get to do similar styles of content, and they can enjoy that as well. In fact, we're appealing to both markets. So if we go to the buffet effect, we're not only offering this sumptuous, delicious meal that people love, we're also giving them this, which is also sumptuous and delicious, but caters to slightly different people. Okay, sounds like a great idea. We don't even need to pour too many resources in it because we're already making this content anyway. We just need to change the numbers in a way that makes it work. So it's kind of a free win, right? It's kind of a free win. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Starts off pretty decent. Let's ignore that Cataclysm was tuned badly, because whatever. Starts off pretty decently. A lot of groups who didn't enjoy playing 25-man make some 10-mans. The 25-mans keep on going. But now there's a different effect happening. The roads are starting to merge, because as 25-man guilds die, which they inevitably do, then the 10-mans are far easier to reconstruct. And that means that people aren't making 25-mans anymore. So when the 25-man guilds died and were being replaced by new 25-man guilds that were coming together, that's not happening anymore. That's now starting to twist over here that 10-man is becoming the priority. And the roads are really starting to diverge from the original path. Now there's another problem forming. The fact is, we've got too many classes and specs in the game, and now we can't make content that caters to a raid group size that only has half of those classes available to them. There's simply not enough spots in the group to accommodate the fact that there is more classes in the game, let alone specs, that can fit into that 10-man environment. Which means that because of the meta and the fact that we don't want everybody to be the same, is leading to like really dramatic changes in content design. And now that first road is starting to crumble because there's no 25-man guilds left because everybody's going 10-man. It's way easier to do, and it's also inherently imbalanced and broken. Shit. What are we going to do? So we then get all the way to Cataclysm WOD. So we then get to WOD, where we need to bring this road back in and really incentivize people to raid. How do we do that? Well, there's a couple of ways of doing that, because Cataclysm also brought in these ideas of guilds having levels and earning money, and people started sucking up the whole player base. So we need to redirect this road back to where we want it to be. But we slightly overcorrect. So here's your straight road of where we were heading. So we went this way, and it went too far. But now we brought it back, and oh shit, it started going the other way. Now people are only logging into raid because we really incentivized people to not be in those guilds anymore. But now we also incentivize people to have an easy time getting into raiding because we killed our own raiding scene. So we overcorrected the other direction. And it started going this way, where people were only raiding, and our main road of people, which is our main player base, was now suffering because there was no content to do. And our day-to-day player base, which is what Zeppler was talking about today, started to dry up. Okay, so we need to bring it back again. And then we get to Legion. Legion's where they kind of struggled. It was wavy at the start. A lot of things changed. So the road was like this. We had bad legendary system. People were getting artifact power. They were locked into a spec. But it was only diverting slightly, okay? It was only diverting ever so slightly, and it was correctable. And by the end of Legion, we kind of got it in a good place, right? We kept going left, we kept going right, but we sort of like monkey steered our way into the right direction. So what we should do then is take what we learned from Legion and expound upon that into Battle for Azeroth, right? Because we've almost got it right. We're like monkey steering a little bit, but we're kind of in the right place. By the time we get to Concordance of Legionfall and people are just farming levels, we're kind of in the right place and people are having a good time. And our day-to-day player base is now happy because they have artifact power to farm. We've boosted it up so that new alts can get stuff and they're getting legendaries. It's all very incentivized. We're in a good place. So now we've got back to a sort of straightish road, but it's not quite straight. It's a little wobbly. We're going to make it so that BFA really enhances those things that we believe truly got us back on course. So it'd be like grinding power that gave people the day-to-day stuff, work on the raiding, keep it simple, educate people on it. But that minor correction we made is we mistook the idea that farming power was a big incentive for people and that they were loving it. Why? Because most, if not all, of our player base was engaged with this system. And so what we did is we created another grind called Azerite Power, and we expanded on that in what we thought was a positive way. People like grinding these powers out, so let's build on that. Let's make cool, funky armor that goes with... we don't want to repeat weapons again, because that's telling the same joke twice. We don't do that. So we'll make this new cool armor. Unfortunately, though, we just ran out of production time to make it any good. And also, we'll build new systems into the game that give people even more options to grind this power. That can only be a positive, right? Because people engage with this system, so we're going to build new systems which allow people to engage with it even more. So we're going to build island expeditions, and we're going to build war fronts, these stellar roguelike pieces of content that are fully repeatable. We're going to create war fronts to give these grand scale battles, which really fits into our mold of World of Warcraft. But we read the wrong message. And we're deviated again in a big way, because it's not the fact that people enjoyed farming power. It's just that every system in the game in Legion gave you power. So people were just playing the game, and they could play their favorite thing, eat their favorite thing from the buffet, and simultaneously get power rewards. But they still got to do their favorite thing. So they got double rewarded for it in Legion. But we've taken that away now. This power only comes from certain places. And we capped it to prevent people going too far. So we went this way because we started building this a while ago when Legion was really popular, and now we can't correct it. We can't bring it back. Shit. What are we going to do? Well, we need to introduce something new to take their minds off it. So it's like, we're going to introduce another system, Essences. We're going to introduce another system, which would be Corruption. And suddenly your road has really taken a big diversion. And it was because of a decision made all the way back in Cataclysm, where you went off the rails and tried to correct it and kept overcorrecting, that this road just ended up going miles and miles away, despite the fact that it was 4 years later. Shit. But now we're already making Shadowlands. Okay, well, we need something new then. But people are used to this systems idea, so we're going to add more to it. We're going to add the Covenant system. We're going to add the Soulbind system. We're going to add the Legendary system because people want Legendaries back. We're going to do all these things to try and correct us back over here. The problem is we haven't really discovered what the problem was until sort of late BFA. And now it's too late. So it's now way, way over here. And now the players, such as myself, are now playing a very different game to what was here. It's different now. And now it's requiring untold amounts of pressure. We've messed up alt leveling, which was actually a big part of Legion, which we did well, but we didn't realize why we did it well. And we made a wrong decision now. Even though it was a minor decision, we made a wrong decision. And now it's way over here. And that's how it happens. And so you've got to understand that these things that can lead to this tumbling snowball rolling down a mountain is like, when did this snowball start? Where did we notice it, and where could we have gone back and corrected it in some different ways? You know, different things like that. I'm lost down this bendy road. That's the point. That's why you do a case study on it, and it's not as simple as black and white. Is you need to go back and really feed back into what caused this in the first place. How did we end up here? Because I look at it almost like a raid wipe. You can see a player die. I'd be like, oh, you shouldn't have died. Okay, but I wouldn't have died if X didn't move to here. Actually, X caused the problem, and therefore I needed to adjust. They were in my spot, and they were safe. I ended up dying. So the problem is actually this person who got it wrong. And then that person says, well, I did that because this player is also in the wrong spot, which was my spot. So I had to take the only free spot. And you can actually go back through the timeline. And this is where Scripe and Max, etc., are really good at analyzing what causes problems. Is the problem actually started like 4 or 5 minutes ago. The end result that we're seeing as the problem is X player died, but it actually started all the way back here. And you've got to figure out where that decision was made and what the actual problem was that snowballed into this effect later. That's kind of what the case study is. It's like, you can look at it and say Shadowlands bad, but Shadowlands is a result of several iterations that led to that point, right? It's not like Shadowlands was just bad. Shadowlands led from a place later down that you can look back to, probably even Wrath of the Lich King. And you can look at flying in WoW as an example of that led to a problem all the way back in Vanilla, which has only been addressed in Dragonflight, for Christ's sake. Like, think about flying as a simple idea. Flying is a solution to a problem that no longer exists in the Burning Crusade, yet doesn't actually get resolved in a proper fashion until Dragonflight, which is like 15 or 16 years later or something stupid. And you've got to go all that way back to figure out, it's like, okay, why did we make this choice and this choice and this choice? And of course, none of these systems exist in a vacuum, so what else is going on at the same time, which is encouraging this behavior? And that's the kind of stuff you talk about in these meetings, is like, okay, let's rewind the clock. Let's go back to where at least I believe this problem started, and the alarm bells that were sounding all the way back, even if they were mine. It's like, hey, your alarm bell could be as simple as, hey, you know, there's just not that much to do on a day-to-day basis anymore. I kind of miss that. That's your alarm bell. Okay. Okay, that's our warning. Are we ignoring this part of the player base? In fact, we did it yesterday within the team, is we got some feedback on something that we're planning in the future where some people didn't want to work with us. And they were like, we think that's a bad idea. We don't want to do it. And the immediate thing I put into our chat, because we talked about it in the team meeting and we were really excited about it, how you guys were going to respond. We thought you guys are going to fucking love this. And then the immediate feedback we got from other people was, that sounds really bad. Like, that sounds shit. So the first thing I typed was, hey, sanity check. Everybody look at this again. Are we wrong? Let's sanity check this very quickly. Sanity check it. Are we wrong? Like, look at it again. Revisit it. Do we believe in this? And I'm sure that happened at Blizzard with Covenants. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. We're getting all this negative feedback. Rein it back in. Sanity check this. Are we making the right decision here? And they believe they were. Yeah, so it's good. Cancel hop substream confirmed. Yeah. Tell me what it was. I'll tell you what's going on. You'll find out soon enough because we believe we've made the right choice. Which is difficult because does that come from ego? And I like to think we don't have much ego around here. I do like to believe that we don't have much ego and we all talk pretty openly, at least in the stuff we're planning for you guys. But like, you do have to go back and go, wait. Is this ego that we're like, no, fuck you, we're right, you're wrong? Like, you know, you've got to be careful on that. It's like, is it ego? Is it narcissism? Is it whatever? Is it? I don't know. But you've got to believe in your choice sometimes. Just as like Blizzard probably believed in their thing. It's like people want RPG elements. We believe this is RPG elements. Let's do it. You've got to check yourself. Yeah, I teach my kids sanity checking all the time. It's like, look at the number. Does that make sense? When they're doing like math homework and stuff. Does it make sense that Brienne had 5 apples and Tom took 3, and now you're saying that Billy gets the leftovers, which is 25 apples? Does that make sense? Think about it. You started with 5. Does it make sense that Billy now has 25 and they're leftovers? And they're like, okay, yeah, that doesn't make sense. Okay, so let's go back and figure it out what's going on. Let's go back. 5 minus 2 is 20. Yeah, but kid, like, how many times have you done a maths equation and been like, got the answer, move on to the next, without just going, whoa. Does this make any sense? Did the guy actually weigh 700 stone? Probably not. Even though your numbers led you to the number 700, and you're like, tick, done, move on. Like, you've got to sanity check it every single time. Sanity check, all the time. I used to think the new math was strange and wrong until I realized we did the same thing back in the day, and I called it mental math. Yeah. How big stones? Every time the result of math is not a nice whole number, the solution is likely wrong. Yeah, sometimes, but it's more a case of just think about the context of the question. Does this make sense? And this is why I get so angry when my school, or the kids' school, I should say, produces questions which are not sensible. I'm like, you should also be teaching the kids to appropriately sanity check the equation. No, Jill did not run 17 miles at 4 years old. No, she didn't do that, right? Like, yeah, you want to put the number 17 there, but Jill did not run 17 fucking miles. Like, let's fucking, like, if you're going to do it as a running equation, let's put it into something sensible and let it make sense. At least, right? That works. The pizza was not split between 54 people, right? Like, let's be real on this for a hot second. Let's make it happen. Right, I was at there. I want to gamble before we go. Where's my gamble? There we go. Why not? Maybe it's a big pizza. Yeah. Is it American pizza, you savage? Even then. Like, yeah, okay, it's the world's biggest pizza. So that would be a sanity check, right? That would be a sanity check. You would go, so is this the world's biggest pizza or something? Like, that's the question you want to be asking.
Topic. I wanted to thank you for getting me into Black Mage
oh,
via
shit,
your
no way.
gameplay. I am now enjoying all extremes and savages as an explosion mage. OFC big numbers work also.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Do you think Blizzard thought Covenants were great? Yeah. From what I can tell, again, without revealing too much, is... In fact, this is in the video, right? This is in the video. At least it wasn't... Yeah, Holly talked about this. So, if you didn't watch the video, you should, because it's a one-of-a-kind. Like, we're not going to see another video like the one I got to make in a while, probably. But Holly, who's now in charge of World of Warcraft, explained the process of making a big decision at Blizzard for World of Warcraft. And so, before COVID anyway... They would literally book out this theater that I got to go to, a cinema, and they would take everybody they possibly could to the cinema. And now they do it over Zoom. And what they would do is have a presentation where they would toss out ideas. And then what they do is they basically have a vote. And you can put, say, and the way they said they do it is you have like 5 points that you can apply to our points. So you could do... Let's say we got 30 ideas. You can either put 1 on 5 different things, or if you think one idea is just overwhelmingly better than the other, you could put all 5 points into that category. So they explained it the way the latest one they did was on the Evoker for World of Warcraft, right? We're going to do an Evoker. What does that make you think of? And they had things like deep breath, stopping time, the aspects, all sorts of shit, like 30 different things. When you think of this class in your brain, what is the first thing that comes to mind that, oh, I'm playing a dragon, what's cool about that? And then the whole squad, like the whole Blizz team gets to like apply their opinion to what they think is good. And then they take that opinion and start forming it into a class based on what overwhelmingly essentially sounds cool and fun, right? That's how it works. Now, that can also lead to just ultimately a kind of bad vote. When it comes to the covenants, I believe from what I can gather is that they were torn on the idea. And Ian kind of brought this up in my first discussion with him, and he's brought it up since, is some of the team overwhelmingly thought that the idea of making a strong committal choice to your character was a thumbs up thing, like overwhelmingly thumbs up. Like players are going to love the fact that they get to make some sort of extremely long lasting committed decision to their character. Now, when I word it that way, it sounds like a good thing. The problem was the reality of such a decision. Right? The reality of such a decision. That was the problem. So I think that's probably where covenants got derailed a little bit in the decision-making process. Because I think some people thought about the reality of making such a choice and were like, while that on paper sounds good, the reality is it'll suck. Right? On paper, it sounds really cool that you're making like an important, justified option, opinion. You're siding with a member of these factions. You're like choosing a side. You're going to be committed to them. You're full in on them. But the reality of it is it just doesn't practically work in any way, shape, or form. Outside of like I play for an hour a week and therefore my choice doesn't really matter. But like for everybody else, it doesn't make any sense. And so like that's why Ian brought up the ripcord and stuff is I believe internally there were some people who were like, no, this is the way to go. And that outnumbered the people who were like, I don't think this is going to work. Like I like the idea of it, but I don't think it's going to work. Because I was in that camp too. I liked the idea of choosing a faction. I liked the idea of fighting for a faction, and there was so much opportunity for RPG elements to be told through that story. But it ultimately didn't work out, like, at all. And it certainly got worse when we actually saw the... But just dropping W's all day. It didn't work when we actually saw the end result of it. Just so free, right? So free. That's how we get it done. It's cool in theory, but if you take these decisions in a different direction, you're back to the two roads. All right, you're making a decision, but how does that actually play out? Again, that's why it's nuanced. I want 2 cards. Fuck! What happened? Even if you make it narrative only, people would have chosen the path that levels you faster. It was fine as long as player abilities weren't tied to it. That was always my argument. The system could have been really good if it was told in a narrative and cosmetic way, which it should have been, and you didn't tie player abilities to it. Like, that would have been totally fine. Like, nobody would have had a problem with it at all if your abilities weren't tied to it. But you can't have a system that traps a player into a certain new ability, which is useless in 2 of the 3 styles of content they play. Haha, fuck you. 789? Close. 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 That was the last one, wasn't it? Yeah. Fuck you, game. Yeah, I see it. Yeah. It should have just been a talent line. And that's kind of the one of the conversations we had. Is like, you could have just made it a talent line and nobody would have cared. And you could have just gone mad with narrative. You could have gone absolutely balls to the wall with narrative. You could have had so much fun with it. So much fun with it. That would have been great. So good. Oh, I haven't done Leap in ages. I'm sure I can still do this. Oh, this is Air Force One, not Leap. Liars. Share mode. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. No, the narrative didn't work either. Like, it was a double fail, right? It was just a double fail. Like, everything about it didn't make sense. That's where it was, like, unforgivable. It's like, everything about this is wrong. There's zero that is correct about what you produced here. Zero. I think one of the most hilarious points in the whole Shadowlands beta experience, and Fingal will remember this distinctly, and probably Chris, is we were studying the Soulbinds tree, because they were a fucking mess, right? And they almost got them right. I remember when they were like, okay, this is kind of workable now across the board. We're still struggling with the fact that, like, the best ones, which of course there is, because it's WoW, are, like, inaccessible. So you kind of have to, if you want to min-max, which a lot of people like to do in WoW especially, you have to, like, level 2 Covenants and then swap over. And then one day, they just turned them upside down and called it a GG. They just took the talent system that he had built, literally turned it upside down, and just pasted it back in. Identical talents, everything, but just turned it upside down. It was such a weird day. Is this where the red ones spawned and got me? It was. They were over here. I'm not falling for it this time. No way. Well, I believe that they got into kind of a panic because they seen BFA was in the shitter. They'd already built all these systems. And they started, like, retroactively. Like, some of the decisions towards the end of the Shadowlands beta cycle were incredibly rushed. And then, let's not forget, the game was, like, actively delayed. Easy. Actively delayed, right? It was actively delayed. You don't know any big front lines. Thoughts of WoW versus FFPGs. I've done some of the bigger ones. They always feel like a bit of a zerg to me. I've never been big into PvP, so I'm not really the man to talk about that. I did a little bit of it back years ago. But no, I've always found, like, MMO PvP to be inherently imbalanced. We did do a great tournament with it. Yeah, I've had a brief look at World v World, and I do want to try it again. Let's see what the next event is. I started Legions, seeing go from Legions to Shadowlands killed any enjoyment for me. Yeah. Well, this is why it's a case study, because right now, Blizzard is dealing with the fact that Dragonflight is a good expansion, but they burned people so hard that their faith is gone in a lot of people's eyes. And that goodwill has been burned. You know what I mean? That's what's difficult, is the goodwill has been burned. Whereas, like, I actually, you know, there are a lot of people who will actively say this sentence: I really don't care if the new expansion is good, I'm done with that game. And that's why it's kind of a case study now for other people to take heed and take notice of and be like, okay, how do we avoid that situation happening again, or happening to us? Because we really need to be careful here, because we've seen that Titans do fall, and it's not just because of monetization or some sexual scandal, it's because of other things on top. You got what? Yeah, exactly, which is why I've not gone down that road, even with how I feel about it. Like, I've not gone down that road because I'm not brand loyal by any means. If a game's good, a game's good. I'm fine with that. I'm totally okay with that. I don't have this... I don't blame anybody for having it, but I don't have that, like, okay, I'm never going near this again. My only comment on that is I'm never investing as much as myself into that again. That's the route I've taken. Is like, yeah, I'll happily play some Dragonflight and stuff, and looking forward to seeing what the new expansion is. But I'm not going to invest as much as my own life into the game again, knowing where that can end up. Like, I'm not doing that. That's where I draw the line. It was awkward, but, like, I think it was more awkward for me. Like, nobody really gives a shit. I'm not saying woe is me or anything like that, but I don't think anybody really gives a shit if your friend says, I'm not playing WoW, and then 2 years later plays it again. No one really fucking cares. But obviously when you're in the public light, and as upset I was about how World of Warcraft had gone, and then to have to deal with those people who still drop in like, oh, well, you gave up on WoW, like, you know, all that kind of shit. Like, it is what it is, but I'm fine with it. Like, I've got thick skin, I can deal with it. It's all good. It's all good. Getting excited about it takes, we have to rehaul the narrative just as important as we have to rehaul the skill system. Well, meeting Brian and Graham, who are the combat designers for WoW, like, It's hard often to, certainly with the way World of Warcraft is. I know we're focused a bit on WoW here, but like they're the prime example, right? The people who make these systems are some of the most glorious, amazing, creative people I've ever met in my life. And Graham and Brian, who are behind the combat system in WoW, are just ludicrously passionate about what they do. And they care about it so deeply, and they work as hard as possible to give the player the best experience ever. Same as... oh, Bex, remind me. The guy who built Torghast. Maria and... Fuck. Paul? I would say he's called Paul. Yeah, it's Paul, right? Paul Cubitt. That's his name. The guy who built Torghast. Yeah, Paul Cubitt. Legend. Absolute fucking legend. Absolute legend. Like, if you could meet this guy, you'd be like, this is my gaming god. Like, this guy's amazing. This is a guy who built, like, a lot of the systems I love, like, on the back of an afternoon because he had some free time. And then there's the people who like, okay, now we need to monetize this. And they take the systems these guys build, and they're like, okay, now we need to turn it into this. We've got a great foundation that Paul or whoever's built for us, and now we need to twist it a little bit and turn it into some way of being extra profitable for us and things like that. And that's when it changes. That's when these other people get involved and it turns into the nightmare. And you're like, this really sucks for the people who built it, because you know they're looking at it like, fuck's sake. Fuck's sake. Yeah, like, I think the traders thing's suffering from that now, right? Let's build a system that encourages people to play, and in fact, it's a system that's coming into... The traders thing is such a good idea that it's like Warframe's implementing the same thing. Guild Wars 2's just implemented it with the Wizards thing. It's the same thing. Identical system. And now we're seeing like, oh, you can buy more coins. We'll throw some into the deluxe box. We're not going to sell them individually, but if you buy this thing, then we're going to give you a little bit. Like, it starts to like morph into something. And the people who built it are like, this is just supposed to be like an encouragement to get shit for people to just play the game and enjoy it and do all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, this is just for people who are engaged with our game. To have extra bonus rewards and to encourage them against that day-to-day gameplay. You can come in and do your own stuff. You get some glam, you get some mounts, all that kind of shit. Marketing teams and the moneymakers do have too much power to take something beautiful and turn it into a monster. Which is a real shame. That's my opinion after meeting these people. Like, they love what they do. They just want to make the funnest game ever. ExileCon would be a great example of that. Like, although I got completely mashed up by an unkillable enemy when I was playing, the guy who made that enemy was over the moon. Got you fuck. Like, that guy was so happy, because that's what they love more than anything. It's like, yeah, fucking do it, dude. Get it. I can't believe it spawned for you, but fuck yeah, bro. Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, exactly. Like, the guys who make the stuff are like, yeah, that was fucking sick. That was awesome. That was so good. Because I spoke to the guy who built most of the, or helped, there are teams of people, obviously, who made a lot of the bosses in Path of Exile 2. And I was like, what is your weekend looking like? He's like, I'm going to see so many people get killed by things I've made. And I've been making these things now for like 4 years. And then nobody's been able to see it. And today, they're just going to be corpses. And it's going to be so good. So good. Like, so excited about it. Like, just relishing in the enjoyment. He doesn't care how much people pay for the game or whether they buy the latest fucking premium bundle. He just wants to see people get wrecked. Do you think these games would be better if the companies weren't publicly traded? No, not necessarily. I think greedy people are greedy people. Doesn't matter if you're public traded or not. YouTubers are probably a prime example of that, right? YouTubers in general aren't publicly traded. They're individuals for the most part. And look at how many of them are just absolute greedy motherfuckers who will do literally anything to get an extra $1 out of you. Right? It's just that the way I feel it is in companies, greedy people tend to end up near the top because they're greedy as fuck and they take every opportunity they can. You know what I mean? They take every fucking opportunity they possibly can, so those greedy people just go in a different direction. You think greed is an over-exaggerated source of these problems? I would love to know your thinking on that. Because I don't know if you really comprehend the level of greed some people have. Bad decisions? I feel like you've never spoken to somebody, not to downplay your opinion, but who no longer talks about money as an economic way and looks at money as a point system to compare against their friends. Be in a room with people having that conversation, where it's not a thing about how they, it's not a thing about whether they turned over 12 million or 16 million last year. The 16, regardless of how they got it, is higher than their friend who got 12. And they win that year. And they do it back to back. Like, those conversations are very weird to be in. Very, very weird. Yeah, they're greedy goblins. They're greedy fucks. Like, there's a point where they're making so much money that it's... and they want more. It never ends. It's an insatiable desire for more. Doesn't matter how much they've got. It doesn't matter if they could retire tomorrow and live the most comfortable life imaginable by a human being. They don't care. They will grind their souls into the dust to earn more and 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 take it and get it any way they possibly can. Like, real greed is an unstoppable, overwhelming force in these people. And they will take everything from you they can because it increases their score. They win that year. Next. I don't really get the reasoning, though. For example, Shelllands was a better game. Sure, they would make more money. They believed it was going to be good. Right? That's a bad decision, sure. But they believed it was going to be good. Like I say, nobody's making a game that's designed to be bad. Nobody's trying to do that. That's fucking nonsense. Like, you can't convince game developers to do that. Like, it's not going to work. They believed it was going to be good. They truly believed in their heart of hearts. And I still feel to this day, some of them do a little bit. They still didn't quite get it. Is that they really believed people would love the Covenant system and it would be a return to RPGs and it would be like the #1 RPG and all that kind of stuff. They truly believed that people were really going to love this thing. Absolutely believed it. They were wrong. They were wrong. But they truly believed at the time it was going to be a good thing. I loved the idea of the system. Yeah, the execution was off. Exactly. It's just whatever. Who talks about this a lot? Law talks about this. Josh is because Josh was the head of public relations or the communications team for World of Warcraft, right? He was the head, or he was a major figure, right? He was the big community manager, and he did all the interviews with Ian and things like that. So he was a big face of it as a former YouTuber himself, and. One of the big things he talked about and he pushed hardcore for in Blizzard is don't announce anything until you can show them how it's going to fucking work. Because the #1 mistake, and we're guilty of it as well, is telling people even the name of a system and then not showing them how it's going to work immediately because they will paint that fucking picture themselves. And you will never, ever live up to what they've painted in their heads, ever. It will always be shitter. So if you're going to say we're going to have covenants and you get to choose a faction and do all this and then leave it there, an explosion of imagination across millions of players is going to occur, and then they'll see the real thing and they'll be like, that's not what I thought this was going to be. Like, it's not that, and it's shitter. It's way, way shitter. It's way, way shitter than what I thought it was going to be. You know what I mean? Like the garrison system. The garrison system was a prime example. A prime example. They just told us about garrisons, and it was like, this is going to be sick. I'm getting player housing, essentially. I'm going to get to design it however I wanted to do it. It's going to be fucking awesome. It's going to be so good. And then we got it, and it was like, okay, this is terrible. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's like not what I wanted, and it's incredibly practical, and now I'm stuck here forever. Like, yeah, Yeah, it's like mobile gaming, but also you know, you're being pushed to do that kind of stuff. Yeah, getting monstrous payoffs in game devs is really, it's like trying to become a successful streamer, honestly. It's like, yeah, throwing a dart at a board, you need a lot of things to go right for you for that to pay off. You know what I mean? A lot. I mean, everybody tries to make the next Flappy Bird, essentially, now, right? They're just hoping they can make a game for fucking $200 and then earn millions. I mean, it happens. Obviously, it does happen, but that's, to say that's the norm is not quite the case. Not quite the case. Flappy Bird should be the case. Yeah. It was the same. There's a really good documentary. I forget what it's called now. I imagine many of you have seen it, which follows the creation of Super Meat Boy, and they're constantly talking about. God, I forget the name of it. Where you play the little guy in the suit who can change time, and that had become the indie darling because that guy that was a one-guy game. Braid, yeah, Braid. And that had been like one guy made, and that guy had made an absolute fortune of it. And everybody in the indie dev world was like, we just want to be like Braid. Like, that's, if Braid can do it, we can do it, you know, that kind of thing. And make it happen. I have tons of respect for game devs. Tons and tons of respect. Even talking to the guy who does all the environments in Path of Exile, literally places every rock, the foliage, all that kind of stuff. Such a cool, inspiring dude. He's basically painting. I mean, it's art, right? I mean, I consider games to be art. To create an environment like that, and really that can immerse you in. I mean, I totally consider it art. Oh shit! Oh no! Okay, I'm fine. Yeah. I never understand people who say games aren't art. I totally consider them art. Where are we going, Charlian? Are we off to Charlian? Uldar. Ah, we're going home. Take me home. Yeah, Vampire Survivors. Yeah, every now and again it happens, but there's also, what, 20 million games that don't fit that. Remembering the Past? Is where we're going? Siblings Rising. Okay. Oh, it's just level 15. Alright, let's enjoy some storytelling. Let's enjoy some artwork, shall we? Am I gonna cry? I'm not ready for this. Oh, if it isn't Floor, it's always a pleasure, my friend. And how fortuitous that you should appear now, just when I'm in need of help again. Pray, hear me out.
Is this your first rising? I forget.
No, I did the one last year. You see, my brother recently wrote saying that he wished to meet me in Uldar during the Rising celebration. Why am I fucking surrounded by Lalas? You're ruining my immersion. Stop slapping me on the arse, you pair of dickheads. However, the appointed hour has come and gone, and I've seen neither hide nor hair of him. I've checked all the likely places in the city to no avail, and I'm beginning to worry. If it isn't too much trouble, may I ask you to help me find him? I am in your debt. Now, my brother is a youth of 16 by the name of Nagi. He recently became an adventurer, something he had aspired to since he was little. Being an adventurer yourself, perhaps you know of him, if not cross paths. I don't remember. No. Aye, well, it would be too much of a coincidence. At any rate, if he isn't in the city, chances are he went outside on some business. To begin with, I propose we split up and make inquiries in case someone has seen him. If you could focus on this area, I shall speak with those in the quicksand. Afterwards, let us reconvene by the entrance to the tavern. This music is killing my soul. No, but I don't remember him. Even if the game knows that I do remember him, I don't remember him. Greetings, adventurer. How may I assist you? Oh, Nagi. I understand he's doing some work for the Wandering Minstrel. I dare say his clients can point you in the right direction. If you could track the man down, that is. I'm afraid I don't know where he's at the moment. Okay. God, Wymond. This music just makes me sad, man. Ah, something you need. Oh, Nagi, I know the sprightly lad. Couldn't say where he is now, but last I saw him, he mentioned taking on some delivery work. He's a curious one, he is. Gets along with everyone well enough, but doesn't seem to like working in a team. What we talk of bandits prowling the road of late, I can't help but worry. Has he been bandited? Hello? Ah. Something I could do for you, adventurer. If you've business with Bran, best state it quickly. This Gaz has leads to follow and instance to investigate for the Harbour Herald. I see. With apologies. I haven't seen this Nagi. As a matter of fact, I've been rather busy working on my upcoming piece from the Rising. Why, just earlier I was interviewing this ever-enigmatic wandering minstrel, who's got another unusual venture in the offing. The Letter Forest, he calls it. If that piques your interest, I recommend you go and see the man. He's at the Gold Court over at the Steps of Thal. Carrying out some work for the Wandering Minstrel. If you talk to the man at the Gold Court, you should be able to learn more. Okay. Where's the Gold Court? Alright, boss. Yeah, what's up? How'd you do? Oh, is it bad? Are you joking? What? That doesn't even make sense. That's just the speed of walking. That doesn't even, yeah, you must have had a setting wrong. That doesn't make sense for a cross trainer. Like, I get it, you'd be out of shape, but it wouldn't be that bad. And that's literally just streaming. Alright, bye. Emma has not been to the gym in 2 years. She did the cross trainer at level 4 and had to turn it down to level 1 because she got a 170 heart rate at level 4. Oof. Oof. That's an oof. I think something must have been wrong there, though. She did that 3-hour bike ride the other day and she was totally fine, so I don't know. Yeah, she's fine. She's just like, you can't believe how out of shape I am. Ah, my dear friend. What a pleasant surprise this is. I trust you have been keeping well. Now then, how might this minstrel be of service? So, Nagi's sister wishes to find him, indeed. I have entrusted him with a task and have an inkling as to where he might be. As you may have heard, on the occasion of this rising celebration, I am hosting an exhibit called The Letter Forest. All are invited to anonymously submit letters to this forest and express their gratitude and encouragement for another, and all may peruse the letters at their leisure. Now, in order to collect missives from outside of Uldar, I have dispatched a chocobo carriage. Nagi is escorting said carriage. When he contacted me on Linkpearl a while ago, he said that they had emerged from the Twelveswood on their way back to Uldar. Given the hour, they should have already arrived. I know what is causing the delay, but might I trouble you to look for them? I would go myself, except I am needed here at present. Uh-huh. I am truly grateful. In case it helps, the carriage is meant to pass through Blackbrush Station, so perhaps you could take your search to that area. I pray that nothing has befallen me. I hope we get to read letters from players. That would be dope. That would be really cool if we can read letters from other players. Although they'd be full of boober, I bet. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I'm surprised. She said she went on the treadmill and was fine. She did 10 minutes on the treadmill, but the cross trainer fucked her up. I always find the cross trainer really easy, though. Ah, there you are. Were you able to learn Autumn Nagi? Uh-huh. The carriage? Escorting a carriage for the minstrel. So that is the way of it. As suggested, let us take ourselves to Blackbrush Station and try searching in the vicinity. Yeah, the cross trainer is the one with your arms and your legs, and you give it all that. I'm currently in competition with Pixie, and she's ahead of me now, which really pisses me off. It really pisses me off because she did the stair challenge with Cloud. Somebody finally rose up, and she got it in 17 minutes. So I fought back. I did it in 11:07. Right? I did it 11 minutes and 7. So she fought back this morning. 11:09, but she did extra floors. So the challenge is on now. The challenge is on. I need to, but we still need to shave like fucking 3 minutes off it. Still, I did 57 because she did 57 on when she posted it. She did 57, so I did 57. So it's on now, but it's fucking really, really hard. Really hard. Floor, no sooner did I arrive than this man came running out of breath. You're an adventurer? Bank the 12. It's the bandits from Quiver and Mance. They've fallen on a chocobo carriage over about a clutch. The carriage only had one guard and he was sorely outnumbered for being a peasant. Please, you must help him. That has to be Nagi. With me, Flo. She's got to wreck you? Yeah, probably. Oh, God. He's under attack by Lalas? Dude, what are you doing? Oh, he's a cat boy. That makes sense. Damn it. There's no end to these fucking wars.
We have you now, you stubborn little shites.
Enough. Leave my little brother alone, or 12 as my witness, you'll receive such a thrashing as you've ever known. This fearsome adventurer here, that is. Haha, I kill Lalas.
That's no ordinary woman! Retreat!
That's right. Lala's running fear. Are you alright, Nagi? He's 16, I know. Sister, and Floor too. That you should be the one to come to my aid. Thank you. And my hairless chest. You remembered. I don't remember I don't remember you. No idea. I've been well. More than well, actually. I'm sorry I didn't come when I said I would, sister. Rest assured, I'm not too badly hurt. They have bruised all my shins, but I believe I could still walk. That's a relief. I'll take a proper look at your wounds back in the city, brother. Thank you, stepsister. Yes, tend to my wounds. I must say, I was quite surprised to learn that you had met Flor. She helped me when I first arrived in Huldar. From registering as an adventurer to completing my first task. She kindly showed me the ropes. Now, I had suspected that you were a great adventurer, but to send your foes running without even drawing your weapon. Incredible. Don't you agree, stepsister? My adventures have been nothing quite as worthy of song. My last adventure, my stepsister was stuck in the dryer, but thankfully I managed to free her. I still have a long way to go, embarrassing myself like I did. If I want stepsister's approval, I need to become stronger and be able to fight on my own. My approval? Not until you figure out how to find my underwear. But first things first. Brent and I have a delivery to make for the Rising. If you'll excuse us, we'll hurry back to Uldar. Yes, let us head back as well. I had a mind to pay the minstrel a visit in any case. Well, I think there's something more going on there. Until next year, I suppose. Seems a little sussy to me, guys. Seems a little sussy. Welcome back, my friends. Pleased I am to see that Nagi is safe and well. Rising attendants inform me they now have all the letters. With this, we may proceed with the letter forest as planned. Thank you, Nagi. I'm sorry I am late, you see. Lalas, they exist. Were it not for Floor, there is no telling what might have become of my knees, or, God forbid, even my thighs. And Brent, too. In the end, I was utterly useless against their relentless onslaught. Ah, so that is how it happened. As Nagi's client, allow me to thank you as well for coming to his aid. I shall see to it that all letters written by Lalafels are burned before they can enter the forest. Okay. That being said, my boy, you are far from useless. Nay, you bravely defended the carriage until help arrived. There is no need to belittle yourself so. Well, Floor didn't need to rely on anyone. No, she drove off the Lalas with nary more than a stern look. I couldn't hold a candle to her. Like her, I want to be able to deal with any problem without help. Otherwise, I can't claim to be an adventurer worth his salt. Without help? Tell me, Nagi, all this time have you been working alone, even for the dangerous tasks? That's the way of it. A worthy adventurer doesn't rely on others. If I'm to be the kind of adventurer you approve of, I must be able to handle anything myself. I see. If that is what you believe, then I can't consent to you being an adventurer any longer. Return to our village and start over. What? But you were so happy for me when I became an adventurer. I saved you from that dryer. I'm working so hard to succeed, to prove to you that I have what it takes. But now, you developed a grave misconception. Until you recognize what it is, I can't in good conscience approve of your calling. If you can't accept this, if you wish to remain an adventurer, then you must win me over. And it begins with pondering why you first embarked on this path. All right, sister. I will think on this. He's got a lot to learn, that boy. A lot to learn. Pity. Pity. I'm sorry you had to see that, Flo. Despite how it may have appeared, no one wants my brother to succeed more than I do. To succeed and be happy. After all, I know better than anyone how hard he works. Unless he changes his ways, however, he is like to die somewhere out there. And even if he manages to stay alive, he would only know an arduous life. That's why I don't go out of my way to be gentle with dressing his wounds. If he could just focus on what actually matters instead. He obsesses about gaining my approval and compares himself to others. Big sad. Oh, we're getting a mount. Dope. If truth be told, no matter what Nagi wants to do, it is my intent to support him. It's his life after all, and no one else's. It isn't my place to interfere. Be that as it may, if he is sabotaging his own aspirations with his obsession for my approval, I can't simply stand idly by and watch. Loath though I am to impose until my brother has found his answer, might I trouble you to keep an eye on him? Please take it as a request from me as well. Ever has adventuring been dangerous, and it is more dangerous still for one who spurns help. Like Kipi, I do not wish for Nagi to continue on his current path. As a fellow adventurer, please, help him find a better way. Okay. Thank you. Now then, on a related matter, I must pay a visit to the Weavers Guild. I will see you again anon, if you'll excuse me. Nagi set off this way, so you may find him at the Sapphire Avenue exchange. We leave him in your capable hands, my friends. You don't have to grind for the mount. This game just has nothing going on. It's sad, really. Everything handed to you on a plate. It's unbelievable. It's just so disappointing. Lazy. Lazy is what it is. You know? I'm going to be teasing her about it forever. Shameful. First the relic quest, now this mount. When does it end? When is it going to end? Oh, it's you, Flo. What is it? Is that so? I'm sorry. This is really something I should be doing alone. Still, it's nice to have someone to talk to. Like my sister begged me, I'm pondering why I chose to become an adventurer in the first place. Who is that? Rude. Gippy has looked after me ever since I was no more than 10, after our parents passed away. She was already a reporter by then, and her work took her to various places. From her I heard tales about adventurers and came to admire them. Upon learning of the full extent of the impending calamity, she took us to the village in the mountains where our aunt lived. Oh, our aunt? Oh, God. Not the aunt. Stepsister and the aunt? Jesus Christ. It's desperate times like these that people need stories of hope, she used to say. And I believe she had wanted to remain in Gridania and continue her work, but she left in order to keep me safe. I was a burden to her then. I don't want to be a burden to her again. For that, I need to show her that I do not need to depend on others. that I am a capable adventurer who can handle anything by himself. Ponder as I might, I can't understand what's wrong with that. Well, when in doubt, I suppose, I should do what adventurers do and gather information. It would be good, I think, to speak with people like my sister. People who aren't adventurers, but are familiar with them. Who in Uldar would fit that description? Ooh, okay. Yeah, Adventurers Guild. PogChamp. Of course. Who else but Momodi? In her capacity as guild representative, she's bound to have some valuable insights. I shall seek her out at once. Can't I just tell him? Right? I mean, I know the answer. We should just stick him with Alizé for 5 minutes, and then she'll get him squared away. Alizé will get him all sorted. Slice is not the answer. Bullshit. I still remember when I first came here to sign up. I was a nervous wreck then, but now this place feels like a second home. And I came all the time for crumpets. They make them so spready and serve them drowning in honey. Sorry. Now isn't the time for that. Come, let's have a chat with Miss Momodi.
Well now, if it isn't Flora and Nagi, to what do I owe the pleasure of both of your companies today?
I was hoping to get your advice on a certain matter. You see, I'm on my own all the time, and I don't understand why that's bad, despite every adventurer working in groups.
The misconception you've developed about being an adventurer. That's an interesting one, I have to admit.
Try as I might to figure it out, so I keep going around in circles. I thought you might be able to offer some insights.
This is just a gut feeling, but I reckon I understand what your sister's trying to say. Tell me, Nagi, suppose you fail to get your sister's approval. Would you simply give up being an adventurer? Would it all become meaningless?
Oh, she's letting him arrive at the answer himself. Nice.
From this here counter, I've indeed seen off many an adventurer, each and every one unique, with dreams and destinations all their own. But in spite of their differences, they all share something in common. A reason for first embarking upon their journey. Flo, would you mind telling us why you chose the adventure in life?
MSQ? I suppose you guys recommended it to me.
Is that right? How sweet. Keep that friend close now, you hear?
I'm not your friend, mate. Fuck you. Well, bad. Yeah, exactly. just generally rat jam. Yeah. Keep him close. No problem. Keep him close.
And you, Nagi, what inspired you to become an adventurer?
Simple, really. I heard about adventures from my sister and became infatuated with the lives they led. Like them, I wanted to be able to see the world while helping those in need.
Then isn't that enough? Your sister's approval or no, you have a reason all your own.
By the 12th, I see now. At some point, my desire to prove myself to Kipi had displaced my own motive for being an adventurer.
It's the misconception Kippy wanted me to recognize. What a fool I've been. Wanting someone's approval isn't wrong in and of itself, man. And it's got nothing to do with why you're an adventurer. It shouldn't force you to do things you wouldn't otherwise do, like lying to handle everything alone. Well, that's enough from me today. I've said my piece. What you do now is up to you, Nagi. Thank you for helping me realize, Miss Momodi. Think nothing of it. It's my job to watch over you all. Nothing makes me happier than to see you happy, doing what you do.
Fuck it, I'm not doing 59 stairs. I'm dead after 20. Did you try it, Yusha? It's rough. It's rough, but you gotta keep going. You gotta push through that shit. Your legs are killing me. Yeah, it's the stair challenge is a rough one.
Thank you too, Floor, for accompanying me. I think I know what to say to keep you now. Loath though I am to trouble you again, there is something else I would ask your help with. You see, of the letters we collected in Limsa, one was from an explorer who was seeking an escort for an expedition. By now that letter should be on display at the Gold Court. I want to show it to my sister, and I'd be grateful if you could help me find it. Come, let's rejoin the minstrel.
Oh, he's a good un, really. He's a good un. Oh God, I'm coming. I'm coming. Yeah, if you go to an inn and to your room, there's a book there that'll let you play through everything, all the cutscenes.
Welcome back. There, I hope you were able to find the answer. Yes, I'm happy to say. Miss Momodi helped me to come to a realization when I got to speak with my sister.
I will probably forget him next year. I have no idea what we did last year involving this cat boy.
I see, I see. By all means, feel free to borrow the letter. Does it have any distinguishing characteristics? As I recall, there was a large drawing of a blue chocobo on it. Very well. Let us all search together, the more swiftly to find it.
They're not England flags, they're letters. It's the letter forest. Letter with a chocobo. Can I read the other letters? Aww. I thought the players could submit letters. That would be a really cool event.
Dear not so new adventurer. As a travelling merchant, I have had my fair share of happy encounters, but sharing a carriage with you stands out above them all. Well, you see, I went on to sell veritable crate loads of the ring I gave you, and turned enough of a profit to buy my own carriage. You shared with me your adventurous luck, and I count my blessings every day. No matter where I go, I often hear tell of your exploits, and it makes me inordinately proud to have met you. Till we meet again, my friend, I pray for your continued safety and success.
Is this the guy from the start of the game? Is it the old man from the start of the game? Oh, that's really nice. That's awesome. While the contents ring a bell, this letter wasn't written by an explorer, nor does it bear a blue chocobo. Oh, that's a lovely letter. Is this the same one? Letter with a shield drawing. Oh God, don't be Archie Pants. Don't be Archie Pants. Writing letters from beyond the grave.
As someone charged with the city's peace, I cannot overstate how much of a boon adventurers are to our efforts. Some folk had expressed concern that an increasing drifters would see a corresponding rise in crimes, but on the contrary, they are steadily declining.
Is this the guy who's in charge of the Gridanius snakes, or whatever they're called?
Soldiers like ourselves are somewhat limited in the scope of our duties, and we're not always available to lend our citizens what assistance they need. Thus would I take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to adventurers who step up to fill the void.
There's the blue chocobo. Is there more? Is that it?
Dear adventurer, how fares your journey? Mine continues, and I woke up to the sound of birdsong and lay down to sleep beneath the moonlight as I seek unblazed trails. Long ago, when an adventure aided me, I was made to realize how alike we are. Deep down, we are simply travelers who thrill to make new discoveries. Thus do I write this letter now in hopes of recruiting such like-minded souls to join me on an expedition. If you at all share my desire to make the uncharted charted, then I invite you to seek me out at the Drowning Wench in Limsa. Eagerly do I await your coming.
There's another one. Carriage drawing, shield drawing. Oh! A quill drawing. Esteemed adventurer, should you chance to read this letter, I pray it finds you well. This isn't Urianje, surely. Much time has passed since you helped us to rebuild in the wake of that terrible disaster, but we still remember you most fondly. Our lives continue to be hard and every day brings new challenges. Nonetheless, we have regained a semblance of what we once had, and smiles are beginning to return to faces. The morrow will be brighter than today. This we dare to believe now, thanks to you. And should you yourself face hardship, I pray that you believe the same. I don't think that's Sussy Anjay. No luck over here so far. How about you? Yep. A blue chocobo. Yes, this is the one. All that's left then is to talk to Kipi. Do you know where she is? She went over to the Weavers Guild, saying that she had business there. Perhaps she's buying clothes. At any rate, I'll look there, thank you. For this too, might I trouble you to accompany Nagi? Afterwards, I ask that you tell me how events unfold. I shall await you at the Ruby Road Exchange. Why have I got to stalk this kid looking at his fucking stepsister? Ohio, man. I don't trust the boy called Ohio, man. You're here too, Flo. I must confess I'm feeling rather nervous, so I appreciate your presence. It's your sister. Oh dear, you came to find me. My apologies for taking so long. So Nagi, were you able to find the answer? Aye. To begin with, I want you to look at this. An explorer is assembling an escort for an expedition. Certainly sounds exciting. In my wanting your approval, I was determined not to rely on others. But a part of me dearly wanted to be a part of this expedition, to go where I dare not set foot alone. So I've decided I will answer the invitation. Then, stepbrother, this means you've given up on trying to do everything alone. I had wanted to prove to you that I am capable, that I am no longer a burden. And in my obsession, I lost sight of why I became an adventurer in the first place. To see what lies beyond the horizon and lend a helping hand to those I meet. That's what drives me, and I was able to remember this thanks to Miss Mimodi and Flor. And whether or not you approve, I want to continue adventuring for my own reasons. Is this okay with you? Didn't you just say you didn't need my approval? But to be clear, I never actually intended to stop you. You remember what you once told me, Nagi, shortly before the calamity struck? Did you interview adventurers again today?
What were they like? What kind of places have they been to? Never get sick of hearing about adventures, do you? Never ever. When I grow up, I want to be an adventurer too. Well, that's as fine aspiration as any, but do you know what kind of adventurer you wish to become? A hero, like in the tales, perhaps? Oh no, sister, not a hero. Adventurers are free spirits, and I want to be the free spirit of all. Oh yes, I'll travel the world and meet lots of people, and when I visit home, you can interview me as much as you like. For that boy to spurn help for want of my approval, I couldn't bear to see it. And in order to bring you to your senses, I may have spoken a little sternly. As an adventurer, you're going to experience no small amounts of hardships. But you chose your path because you wanted to be free. So don't let yourself be shackled by expectation. Be it your own or that of others, and instead take things as they come. So long as you are true to yourself and recognize your limits, you'll surely find a way forward. And remember, not even heroes can accomplish everything alone. Relying on others doesn't make you a lesser adventurer. If anything, the freer we are, the more we need look out for another. And that, I believe, is the essence and beauty of adventuring. Wouldn't you agree, Flo?
Okay. I'm on my own right now. Everybody quit.
Understood, Kippy. I won't ever forget this. Knowing you, I expect you're raring to answer the explorer's petition in Limsa. You'll be taking an airship, yes? In which case, I shall give these garments to you now. I had them made for you. I think it was past time you had something better. For me, thank you so much, sister. I must thank you too, Flor. You're the kind of adventurer I admire. And I'll keep on working hard to be like you. I couldn't have asked for a better stepbrother to watch over my little stepbrother. I appreciate everything you've done for him and look forward to meeting you again, be it for a story or something else. With that, we take our leave of you. Till next time.
She's gonna make me a stepbrother too. Fucking hell. We're in, lads. You see the siblings off, safe in the knowledge that they will all be well. Time to rejoin the minstrel. I had to come and check whether the stepbrother thing was real. Yes. Yes. Is it real? Where's the Ruby Road Exchange? I don't actually know where that is. Oh, it's right there. Okay, we'll walk. Can you get to it through here? Through the door? I know by Sapphire Avenue. Oh no, that he wants me to. No professions. Boo. Bad man. Bad man. Very, very bad man. He's trying to get me to get a tank. Very bad man. Naughty. Yeah. Stay away from that guy. Stay away. Wants me to be a mentor. To have a horrible, disgusting thing above my head proving things. I don't need to prove shit to anyone. Half of these letters are about me. That's right. Respect it. No, I don't have a tank.
Welcome back, my friend. Judging by your expression, I'll take all is well with Nagi and Kibi.
Yeah? Going on a boat?
I see. Pleased I am to hear that.
Setting up Dawn Trail MSQ smile.
This is not filler.
When we first set out on our journeys, it is usually for the simplest of reasons. Yet as we make our way, those reasons may become lost in a haze of motives, causing us to lose sight of what truly matters. In such a time, if we can but remember what prompted us to take our first step, we will always find the strength to take the next. Nagi shall be fine, I am certain of it. My thanks for keeping an eye on him. These events have inspired a new verse in me. A verse about the dreams of those who seek new worlds, and the hopes of those who see them off.
That guy has too much power over the Warrior of Light. Greetings, Warrior of Light. This is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream? A flight of fancy conjured by your weary mind? Perhaps. Or perhaps not. It is a pleasure to meet you again, as I have in the past. I have beckoned you here that I might express my gratitude. This is such a fucking cool thing that happens. It's so good. It really is just so stupidly cool. 10 years have now passed since the world was reborn from its ashes, since we set forth upon this journey. Countless things have happened during that time, and I've had the pleasure of meeting many an adventurer along the way. If truth be told, it hasn't always been easy. There are moments when I wonder why I must struggle so. Days when I'm tempted to cast it all aside. But in spite of this, the Squeenix's reluctance to let me leave the board, I always manage to carry on, and even make different games at the same time. And it's thanks to my wonderful comrades, and to you, our esteemed adventurers. By now I must have been regaled with tens of thousands of your tales. You usually share them with a smile, but even when it is with a frown, you tell me that you're still enjoying yourself. It is no exaggeration to say that I derive all my driving force from you all. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you. Ours is an unending journey, and nothing would make me happier than if we could just keep walking it together. As you make your way, we promise that we will ever be at your side, matching you step for step. Now, the time has come for this vision to end and for me to have a cigarette. Time for your eyes to open from this waking dream. Much time has passed since the world was reborn from its ashes. Countless souls have made this place their home. Every single one has left an indelible mark upon it. Together we have built this world, and it is our sincerest hope that we shall continue to do so for many, many years to come. Please be safe and well. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal.
I dare say Nagi is aboard the airship by now. I pray that he and Kipi will find happiness upon their respective paths. I hope you do so as well, my friend. If you would lend me an ear, I would dedicate these verses to your fortune.
Oh, he's got himself his new outfit.
By morning light the journey starts, a trill of hope within our hearts. On westerly winds a river song, into the world where we belong. Above fields of white and azure sky, sunsets storm a crimson fire. Jewels a glitter on pitch black veil. A new day dawns, so goes the tale. By eternal wind we carry on, boldly towards a golden morn, with memories as a guiding star, shining our steps, both near and far. Where will you go? Whom will you meet? What will you see? There is no telling what the future holds for anyone. Yet come what may, I bid you never forget this. The bonds you forge, the memories you make, and the footprints you leave behind. They shall one day spur you forward. So pray continue walking your own path. Wherever your journey leads, I shall be praying for your happiness. Memories shared, yet all are known. As one we brave frontiers unknown. Thank you for 10 years. Less for some of us. That's beautiful. That is absolutely something I'll look forward to for as long as this game continues. You now have access to the forest, the letter forest. Speak with a tender state. Oh, we can read the letters. Additionally, you have also unlocked the Kupo adventure minigame on the steps of Nald. Speak with Nanora at the Ruby Rogue Exchange to play. Uh-oh. Oh, God. They giveth and they taketh away. What is the Kupo? Somebody here does it? Alright, what is the Kupo minigame?
Greetings, adventurer. Are you here to test your skills in the excitement of the Kupo adventure?
You bet I am, Kupo!
Excellent. Let's get you started at once. Please enjoy yourself.
Okay, what is it? What is this? W and S and move. Oh. Do we want to kill with the crystal? There's 20 damage to target in front of you. Deals 10 damage to all enemies in an area, 8 squares in front. We have heal, barrier, automatic revival. Okay. I don't think we need to do this yet, right? Is this how much health they've got? What happens if I shoot the crystal? Okay, did the crystal give us the rebound or something else? Like, if I hit that there, what? Rebound up there? Right, what about this? I like it. Yeah. What happens if it goes to the back? Does it rebound backwards and forwards? I think it does, right? Ultimate clearance. Oh, we got a boss. Oh shit. Okay, we need to wait a turn. Ultros is here. No way. GG, dude. GG. Nice game, mate. You ever thought of not being shit, though? Oh no, it moves! Oh, he shoots at me! Oh god, okay. Ow! No, you took all my bullets, you dick! Alright, they should be enraged now, I think. Oh, I needed more of a rebound. Okay, we go up here. Beautiful, beautiful. I am a fucking killing machine at this game. Another Marlboro. Okay. I'm getting Shrek though. Oh! King shit. King shit. No! Fucking dodgeroo. That's the play. Next! Last boss. Okay. Oh no, it's a fucking Tombury and it's just decking me. No, that Tombre's not fucking around. Okay, we could get debuffed as well. We've got a sooner. All Tombreys must die immediately. Oh, it's put Doom on me. Like, unable to execute this time. Why can't I sooner? Can only be dispelled by the enemy that inflicted it. Okay, so you have to kill it to get rid of it. Oh, I can get an ultimate hit here. Hold on. Not quite. They're almost in my AoE window. I had to clear the front line. Oh, there's an access point there. Here we go. Ah, it's the shit right there. We're kind of getting bullied here. Not enough mana. We need a gap. Not bad, not bad. Okay, we're going for the double ricochet. Alright, we can get around the back now. Here we go. Sense a powerful presence. Here we go. Not quite the combo I was looking for. We very well might die here. I need to get in here. Oh, I'm dying. It's GG's, dude. Unless... Mustard. Mustard. All tactical plays, dude. Fucking easiest game of my life. Easiest game of my fucking life.
Okay, now that you reached this and after you talking about this Stepmaster challenge, I present you per Discord another little challenge.
Have you put it in Swole Team 6? Gotta put it in the Swole Team 6 channel. No actions and no mana use. Is that what that is? Full HP, no damage. Thinks he's good. Are you try-harding the minigame? It's just sad, honestly. Makes me sad, Resiel. Get on the Stairmaster and prove your value. The letter Forest Tender.
Hello, darling. Greetings and welcome to the Letter Forest. Displayed here are messages of gratitude and encouragement which folk over the realm have anonymously written. Comes as no surprise, but no few messages are addressed to adventurers. If you wish to peruse some letters, I shall be pleased to guide you.
Holy shit. Letter from a message board keeper. Many years have passed since we installed a message board on an unassuming street corner. To see it continue to be utilized by adventurers fills me and my fellow keepers with pride. Like a lodestone, the message board draws people together, and it is our hope that it keeps serving you well as a means to share information. For our humble part, we shall endeavour to maintain the board in good repair while bringing you news that may be of interest. With best wishes, a message board keeper. These are the Is this the dev team, is it? Oh, you still gotta get on the... yeah, until you're on the Stairmaster, though, we don't know.
It's fine,
Choreographist.
We both know Mike would never be capable of doing the bonus objectives.
As a choreographist, my job is to create movements that convey specific emotions, such as Dance's performance or Hildebrand's face. And though I have the honour of contributing my expertise to etiquette manuals, movement cannot be tangibly preserved in the manner that artwork such as paintings can. From the mesmerising flutter of fabric to the inviting springiness of a booze, it all passes by in an instant. In light of this, if but one of my steps or flourishes occupy a place in your memory, then nothing would make me happier. Only yours, a humble choreographist. Yep, animations artist, wonderful. This is really cool. The etiquette manual writer. Sounds rather posh, doesn't it? Dear sirs, one lazy afternoon, as I stood by the Etherite Plaza amongst the peasants, I found myself absorbed by the sight of adventurers whiling away their time. Greetings, friends who were passing by, practicing a newly learned dance, sitting on a bench and chatting, opening umbrellas when it began to rain, or tucking into a loaf of bread when peckish. To the untrained eye, they were doing naught out of the ordinary. I, however, saw the fruits of my life's work, and it warmed my heart. Dreaming of a day when proper social etiquette is practiced by all, be it in a ballroom or otherwise, I shall continue my quest to edify. Courteously yours, an etiquette manual writer. The things that your animations and etiquettes have been used for. A theatre set designer. Dear adventurer, I am a theatre set designer, and one who is said to have passion for designing unusual props for the stage. Some of my labours of love, it thrilled me to discover, have caught your eye to become little companions that follow you around, or even modes of transportation. To see my creations for the stage delights you off it. Even the oddest ones delights me in turn, and further motivates me in my craft. In hopes that I can continue to delight you all, I will endeavour to create ever more interesting props. Yours in whimsy, a theatre set designer. Well, they're all teams, right? I'll be from the teams. A festival committee member. He made my duckers, yeah. Dear adventurer, I am a festival committee member in charge of decorating the cities during celebrations.
While decorations are an oft unremarked part of events, some of you have noticed little touches we apply, such as stray bombs and romantic snowmen, and it makes our efforts all the more worthwhile. As you continue your adventures, it is our hope that the festive ambience created throughout the year will provide you with joy and respite both. Mirthfully yours, a festival committee member.
Oh. An architect. Recently, my fellows and I have been taking ourselves around the realm, repairing buildings and roads as well as restoring natural landscapes. This we do as part of his initiative to improve quality of life for adventurers. Yours in a long journey. What we can do to ease your way, we gladly do. Constructively yours, a humble architect. Yeah, well, my path still needs fixing. All right.
You who are reading this letter, I bid you imagine the countless adventurers who call this world home. I dare say it isn't difficult to do so, for that is the reality as it stands. Yet we mustn't take it for granted. What we have now is the culmination of much hard work by full many souls. Souls including your good self. Adventurers breathe life into this world, each one of you giving rise to a grand tale, and I hope you never forget this. Thank you for taking the time to cast your eyes over these words. Wherever your adventures may lead, may you find happiness. With utmost respect, a nameless artisan.
A linguist. I first set foot in this land 10 years ago. Since then, I've had the occasion to meet numerous fine adventurers like yourself. Many languages exist, and they sometimes act as a wall that divides us. This world, however, is a place where we might transcend that will and come together in unity. Each and every day, you and yours find various ways to forge bonds. In so doing, you gain access to a new world as seen through different eyes. And that is what makes life endlessly fascinating. As a casual adventurer, I pray you'll be blessed with the space for mixing encounters. Yours in understanding and unity, a humble linguist. Very nice. We do like our linguists. Not an easy job by any means. A citizen. Dear adventurer, during the calamity and for a long time afterwards, there was nary a smile to be seen upon faces. Now, however, I have seen you, and yours walking happily through the city, and it never fails to warm the heart. In my mind, you are the symbols of the new era. No one can say what the future holds, but when I see your smiles, I am reassured that somehow all will be well. Sincerely yours, a humble citizen. A theatre director? Right. I used to be an adventurer. But in the course of my travels, I developed the urge to recreate for others the sense of marvel that I was experiencing. One thing led to another, and I eventually became a theatre director. My role is to produce spectacular theatre, and nothing is more gratifying than to receive praise from the audience. This is a cutscene maker, I guess. For a long time to come, I hope to continue creating memorable adventures to share with everyone. Yours in imagination and wonderment. A humble theatre director. Yeah, I'm guessing that's somebody who made, one of the cutscene artists. An advertising scribe. You think this would be the story writer? As an adventuring scribe, I create notices for events and products that you see posted to message boards. Oh, okay. Such information isn't exactly essential for adventuring, but I consider it job well done if people are aware of their options. And I'll keep striving to deliver information that may be of interest to adventurers. Thanks. Communicatively yours, a humble advertising scribe. A letter from a guide.
In all things, it's nice to be able to take changes to better suit your taste. But by the same token, the more choices one has, the more difficult it is to decide what to do. We began posting guides on the message board as a way to answer questions from adventurers. Before we knew it, we had surpassed 200 items. We couldn't have kept at it for so long without your invaluable feedback. It makes us truly happy when we hear that we help to solve your problems, even in some small way. Encouraged by your praise and driven by your requests, we'll keep working hard to serve you. Should you have any comments or suggestions, please do not hesitate to reach out. We always appreciate hearing from you. Informatively yours, a humble guide. Yeah, forum admins, I'm guessing. A gatekeeper. This might be mentors then. Actually, all who set forth must invariably pass through the entrance. And while most will not spare the place a second thought, we gatekeepers are better than you and think naught else, day in, day out. Our solemn duty is to ensure that all adventurers can enter unhindered. Oh, it's the logging people. Yeah. It's the tech team. It's the tech team. And this entails keeping signs of good repair and pesky fiends at bay. We're especially attentive when we throw open all the entrances at once following large-scale maintenance works. Inspired by the eager expressions you wear as you set forth anew, we will continue performing our task to the best of our ability. Vigilantly yours, a humble gatekeeper. Yes, throw wide the gates. A playwright, so I would assume this is the Gigakawa & Co. Stirring story needs a formidable antagonist. One who stands in the protagonist's way and causes them sadness and suffering. It's Gigakawa. When the heroes finally overcome that foe, they will know a joy that is as sweet as their struggles were bitter. Those who shared in that joy will go on to become friends true, their bond transcending age, station, and nations. In order to create such depressing lows and soaring highs, I will strive to conceive of more compelling antagonists. Dramatically yours, a humble playwright. Writing team right at the bottom, unnecessary. At the top. Oh, Soken. Do you know Lahi? As someone who composes music for the stage, nothing pleases me more than to hear that you are moved by my work. I am also humbled to receive your words of appreciation for the concerts we hold and the orchestration strolls we release. You're my motivation, spurring me to continue composing music that brings the story to life, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Yours in the melody, a humble theatre composer. A sound designer. From sword slashing to armor clinking, from water running to leaves rustling, from the person who made that Moogle noise near the mailbox, I have the pleasure of recreating for the stage the various sounds that we get heard out in the world. It is a challenge and a thrill to produce these sounds we draw, inspiration from the knowledge that they are heard and appreciated by many. However, the sounds of a play isn't limited to that which we ourselves create, no. They also encompass those made by the audience and the players. It is a collaboration between us, a joint performance, and it is my hope that we can continue filling the world with sound together. Acoustically yours, a humble theatre sound designer. You know who doesn't appear to have written us a letter, guys? The UI designer. Where's that? Just says, fuck you. You're adventurer. Fuck you. I am but a faceless adventurer. One of those who had been in the business for a while without standing out. Recently, menacing towers appeared across the land, in the wake of which frightening phenomena broke out. The final days or some such. I don't know how you fared during that time, but if truth be told, it was a little overwhelming for me. Gods know I struggled to get by even without apocalyptic threats to worry about. So many things don't go the way I hope, and I often find myself frustrated and discouraged. Full many times I've wanted to give up, to turn away from everything and everyone. But every time there has been something that has saved me, be it an awe-inspiring view or a kindly stranger. Something has given me the strength to take another step. So come what may, I intend to carry on as far as my path leads. I won't surrender, and I pray that neither will you. And please, please look at my guitar. Yours in perseverance, a faceless adventurer.
That was lovely. That was really nice. Could be anyone. They're faceless. I did want to hear from the UI team. See what's going on. Yoshi gets his in the other one. A seal never be faceless? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. There's a second questline near the hall. Oh, is there? Like a good one? This music needs to fucking stop, dude. I see it, Furion. I got it. Oh, God, but do I have to talk to a Lala? Jesus Christ.
The determined set of your jaw. The dynamic presence. As if you're ever ready to leap into action. There's no mistake, you're an adventurer. And a dependable one at that. Tell me, are you familiar with the name Louis Soir Le Sox Levieur? Of course you are, of course. Forgive my suddenness. I am the Nanji, a budding writer, and I seek to pen a biography of the great man. In particular, I wish to cover his movements leading up to the calamity, and to that end I've requested an interview with the Immortal Flames. We serve the Eorzean Alliance as a tactician, you see, so there ought to be someone in the Order who has dealings with him. And while my request has thankfully been accepted, there's just one problem. I don't have much experience conducting interviews, and I'm worried whether I'll be able to do a proper job. As an adventurer, you are doubtless used to dealing with people. Thus, I would like to ask you to accompany me in the capacity of an assistant. It would be tremendously reassuring to simply have you watching on. And if you are amenable, afterwards, I'd like to interview you as well for your own impressions. For your troubles, I'll be certain to credit you as a collaborator, so please, won't you help me with my biography? That the memories of the calamity might be preserved for future generations. Don't we all know this? I am in your debt. To begin with, please come with me to Camp Drybone in Eastern Thanalan. There's a place I'd like to visit ahead of the interview.
That's fucking miles away. You trolling? Dude, what? Are you like for real? Yo, come with me quick to like fucking 20 miles away?
Hello inspectors of flaws, it's the UI team here. Just wanted to say we're adding chat bub. Just kidding, it's the rat. Get fucked.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
There you are. Okay, to explain why we are here. Oh, but I haven't even asked your name. How am I supposed to credit you if I don't even know your name?
Floor Inspector.
Floor Inspector? Wait, the Floor Inspector? Champion of Eorzea? Small wonder I felt you were dependable. With one such as you helping me, everything will surely go well. But getting back to business, the interview I've arranged is with an officer of the Immortal Flames. As there's still time, however, I thought we'd pay a visit to the nearby graveyard first, so I'll explain my motivation for the biography.
Oh, is Louis Soir buried here? In Camp Drybone? Oh shit.
I come from a small village near the Cartano Flats. It was burned down in the calamity. And those who died were laid to rest here. My parents among them. It's hardly an uncommon tale. After the dread primal emerged from Dalamud, he unleashed fiery devastation across the length and breadth of Eorzea. But as much as the calamity has scarred the realm, it is quickly becoming just another event in the history books. Beyond occasionally giving thanks to the Archons that Eorzea was saved, people spare it little thought. When you've lost so many loved ones, hard to feel that anything was saved. That's why I wish to know more about Louis Sox, by learning about his part in Eorzea's salvation. I hope that I will attain closure. This is my motivation for writing the biography.
Okay.
Now then, in preparation for the interview, let's review what is known about Lewis Socks. Oh, is this a test? Uh-oh. It is difficult to define exactly when the 7th Umbral Calamity was set in motion. Many historians, however, point to the Empire's Meteor Project, which sought to bring Dalamud down upon Eorzea. Ha! My. It was the year 1562 of the 6th Astral Era. Seeking to combat the Imperial threat, Lewis Socks founded the Circle of Knowing, an order whose objective was the preservation of Eorzea. For its members, the Archons of Sharlayan, the Circle worked to unite the nations of Eorzea in common cause. The result was the formation of the Grand Companies in the 3 city-states: the Immortal Flames, the Order of the Twin Adder, and the Maelstrom. None of these would exist now were it not for their efforts. And then in the year 1572, when the situation was coming to a head, Lewis Socks himself made the journey to Eorzea in secret and engaged with each of the nations. What took place during that time is what I seek to learn in the interview. The men were due to meet as the contract to the Free Brigade, a unit formed of adventurers, and he apparently had Lewis Socks' assistance for a mission. It's not that guy, is it? The meeting place is Highbridge to the northeast. It's more or less time now, so let's make our way there. It's not that guy who was, like, pretending, right? There's no way. That would be grim. We know the rest of the team is around, but it better not be him. Alright, we got some jovial music. You're the ones who seek an interview. I must say, I wasn't expecting to see the champion of Eorzea. I am Nananji, the writer who made the request, and Flora is kindly accompanying me for the interview. I can't thank you enough for taking the time out of your busy schedule to humour me. Come on now, no need for the thanks. Like everyone, I hold Louis Soir in the highest esteem. If you wish to know about him, Holly Aubrey is always glad to oblige. Without further ado then, let us begin. My understanding is that you had dealings with Louis Soir. Could you please tell me the details? Well, it was a long time ago, see, but as you know, our grand companies were formed thanks to the Circle of Knowing. But it wasn't until Dalamud began turning red that Louis Soir first appeared. It all began with the word that an elderly Elysian man had come to Gridania who held the key to vanquishing primals. Well, upon learning of this, I sent an adventurer of the Free Brigade to make contact with him, of course. I later learned that the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder had done the very same thing. And at that time, our companies weren't yet collaborating. Each one only fought to stay ahead of the others. If truth be told, at first we didn't think much of Louis Soir, looking like a fucking hairy armpit and everything, only that he was the leader of scholars who studied peculiar prophecies. But when the adventurer reported back, our opinion of the man completely changed. With his spellcraft, Louis Sward opened the way into Ifrit's domain. And by the end of Dauntless Adventurers, the Lord of the Inferno was brought low. Alas, many defeats preceded that victory. Lot of noobs in there, you see. It was reported that countless charred corpses lay strewn in the bowl of embers. Mostly Lala's like, so not all bad and easy to walk through. Don't make a lot of ash, do they? Now, the mission also yielded a shocking revelation. Following the battle, Legatus Neil Vandanus of the 7th Imperial Legion appeared, and he tells us and the adventurer that the hour of reckoning is at hand. Well, that Dalamud was soon to fall and cleanse the land. That was when we realised that the Empire was behind the Red Moon's anomaly.
So, thanks to Louis Soir, you came to be aware of the Meteor Project. Still, it doesn't seem like you had much to act upon.
As you say. Afterwards, we scrambled, of course, to learn all we could about the project. For a blessing, we had the cooperation of a Garlean defector, Sid Garland. You know him well. He revealed the details of the project. They utilised a transmission tower to pluck Dalamud from the heavens, all for the purpose of purging us savages from the realm. Listen, I could continue telling you what I know, but from this point on, there's someone better suited than I am. If you're interested, I'd be glad to introduce you to this individual. What say you?
Well now, we'd be keen to speak with this person indeed.
Very well then. I'll send word to the Adder's Nest. If you could take yourselves to Apocalo Falls, well, I'll arrange for a meeting there.
They go to such lengths to help us. I can't say how grateful I am.
Don't mention it. As I said, I owe Louis Soir in the highest esteem. He was the one who brought our three nations together. And nothing would please me more than for him to be remembered. Well, it's past time I return to Uldar. I pray that the coming interview bears you fruit. So we left Uldar to come all the way out here and made this guy come to Uldar to also meet us here. Instead of just like going to the tavern.
The lieutenant certainly has great respect for Louis Soir. And thanks to him, we have another promising interview. Come, let's head to Gridania, where the Archon had sojourned.
It's not going to be Canacella, is it? Oh, it better not be Ginger Kid. I fucking hate Ginger Kid. Stupid bowl-cutted prick. You've got to admit, he's a right bellend, Ginger Kid. I don't hate all Ginger Kids. I've at least got room for two in my life. Answers Guild, closest. I believe Ginger Kid is... I forget his name. He's called fucking Money Center or something. But he's the white mage trainer.
Yeah, he's like 200 years old, but unluck.
So, this is Kalu Falls. The conspicuous lack of the creatures aside, it's quite a beautiful place. Now then, the person we are to meet should be along shortly.
Who are you gonna be? That's not Ginger Kid. That's the same guy. I was told there were those who wished to learn about Louisoix. And whom should one of them be but the champion of Eorzea? Well met. I am Lieutenant Cyro Fulcra of the Order of the Twin Adder.
My name is Nananochi Batman. At your service. Thank you for sparing the time to speak with us.
Think nothing of it. I must say, though, Lieutenant Aubrey chose the perfect spot for the subject matter. Louisoix spent much time in rumination here in the days before the calamity. We Gridanians being somewhat reserved by nature, at first the citizens kept their distance. In time, people warmed to him. He patiently lent an ear to their troubles, healing hurts and offering counsel, and gradually earned their trust. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom. It is indolence. Louisoix spoke these words, and lived up to them. He was the epitome of a Sharlayan sage, and I recall myself being moved. Now, shortly after we'd become aware of the Meteor Project, the hamlet of Quarry Mill was attacked by the Primal Garuda. Both soldiers and civilians were among the casualties. Benedicta, bitch. Why would she do this? The Order of the Twin Adder moved to vanquish the Primal, but we were not alone. Through Louisoix's mediation, we had the support of not only our sister grand companies, but capable adventurers in the realm over besides. Using an artifact known as the Vortex Feather, the Archon opened the way for a band of adventurers to sally forth into Garuda's turbulent domain, where they felled the fearsome being. Upon her defeat, however, the Primal's dispersed ether did not return to the land. Instead, it was absorbed into the Red Moon Dalamud. But when the Empire constructed a new base in Mordona, the Elder Siege Seer saw the need for decisive action and put forth a proposal. The formal reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, which had so long lain dormant. The initial response from the other nations was lukewarm at best. They felt that the burden to be borne by each party was excessive, and they were loath to do aught that would place them at a disadvantage against their rivals. But the revelation that a lunar transmitter had been erected in the Imperial base prompted a change of heart. The tower controlled Dalamud's descent. If it could be destroyed, then the Meteor Project would be forestalled. After having constantly been on the back foot, our nations were motivated to join hands, that we might strike a decisive blow against the enemy. Thus was the Eorzean Alliance reformed, as the Circle of Knowing had hoped. At the same juncture, Louisoix was asked to join the Alliance as a tactician, and in that capacity drove sage counsel to our heads of states.
So although he was at first treated with wariness, Louisoix earned our trust through his actions, and paved the way to enduring cooperation between our nations.
Indeed. Were it not for him, we all would have perished divided.
We owe Louisoire a great debt. Now then, I expect you might be interested in hearing about the operation to destroy the lunar transmitter. And for that tale, I would recommend you seek out another. A decorated soldier who took part in the operation. Although a hardened warrior, she is quite friendly, and she'll be glad to regale you with her experiences. Shall I send word on your behalf?
Oh, we duly gratefully.
Very well. If you could take yourselves to Maelstrom Commands in Limsa, I shall see that she knows to expect you. With that, I shall take my leave, and I pray that the biography is a success.
We're not going to see Milby, are we? Yar!
Everyone has been more helpful than I dared to hope. It seems Louisoire had quite an influence on the others.
He was old.
That interview gave us some valuable insights into his character, and I'm eager to see what we learn next. Come! To Limsa!
Limsa during the day is fine. We have no fears of Limsa during daytime. Nighttime Limsa, though. Little spooks. The near aft castle. You would think. You would think, but oh god.
There it is. Maelstrom Command. Shall we then?
Oh, it's her who's always giving me shit. Rashi Riki. What is it, Chris? This looks like the intro. What? This tweet is from an account you blocked. Oh, it's Elon Musk. That's funnier than the video. That is tragic, though. Is that like After Effects in 2 minutes? How long would it take you to make that, Chris? Jesus Christ. That's terrible. As if you're not blocking Elon Musk. Are you joking? Of course you are. Of course you are. Did you even wrap it properly? No, that's so bad. Anyway, let's get on. Lieutenant Inspector, ever a sight for sore eyes? And you must be Rashtiki Riki Riki. These are all like Marvel characters. I understand you wish to hear about the operation to destroy the lunar transmitter.
Indeed. I'm penning a biography of the Archon Louisoire, you see, for which I'm interviewing people who had dealings with him. I truly appreciate your time. You're very welcome. I would be glad to assist even if it wasn't a request from Lieutenant Fulker.
I'm a sailor.
Now then, to continue where he left off. It was shortly after the Eorzean Alliance was formed. Our scouts returned with word that the 7th Legion had activated the lunar transmitter in their fortress in Mordona. Now known as Castrum Sentry. The fortress was originally called Castrum Novum before the 14th restored it and renamed it. It was in order to break through its defences and destroy the transmitter that our 3 nations joined hands, and we were determined to succeed. The strategy that Louisoire proposed was elegant in its simplicity. While our main force drew the Garleans' attention with an all-out siege, an elite band of adventurers would infiltrate the castrum and make for our objective.
Is this all pre-Calamity? Is this something you could play in 1.0?
We had entrusted adventurers with ridding us of the primals. Now we entrusted them with the very fate of Eorzea.
All 1.0 stuff? They should show the actual gameplay. That's a horror story. Put that in the biography.
I still remember the operation as if it were yesterday. Though we met with fierce resistance, we fought more fiercely still. No matter the cost, we had to ensure that the adventurers had a chance to strike at the transmitter.
You were there? How many were there?
And when the messenger arrived bearing word that they had succeeded, it still makes my heart sore to recall that moment of triumph. That day we learned that by standing together, the people of Eorzea could oppose even the might of the Empire. There's no exaggeration to say that the victory paved the way for Eorzea's future. Without it, there would not have been an Operation Archon. Alas, it wasn't all glad tidings. For though we destroyed the transmitter, Neil appeared and claimed that he no longer needed the device to bring down Dalamud, that he himself had the power to do so. So long as Neil lived, the threat of destruction remained. And so, branding him an enemy to all life in Eorzea, the nations of the Alliance undertook a desperate manhunt. At length, they located him in Corthus and sent their greatest warriors to hunt him down. Leading that formidable band was the adventurer whom they call the Warrior of Light. Although no records remain of that fierce encounter, one thing is certain. At battle's conclusion, Neil got fucked up. As you know, however, our woes do not end with the White Raven. Lewis Swire and his disciples determined that Dalamud would continue to fall. In a last-ditch bid to prevent the realm's annihilation, the Circle of Knowing issued a request to the Eorzean Alliance to secure the Cartano Flats, where the Red Moon was expected to crash. It was no simple task, for the entirety of the 7th Legion had amassed in Cartano, but it was necessary in order to perform a ritual to stop Dalamud, a ritual that invoked the power of the 12.
Yeah, son. I've not had lunch. What are you prepping? Pineapple? Looks like pineapple. It's fruit kebab. I want whatever mummy's making. Yeah. Wait. You've just been shopping. So you've got home. You're going to empty the shopping, and then you're going to go to the shops to get lunch. What horse stuff? So what's for lunch then? That's why you're here. Are you making lunch? I don't want anything you're making. Because I saw you put like an untoasted sandwich in the microwave, and that's messed up. It is.
Greg's.
You talk so funny without your teeth. Don't do, can you swap the washing for us? I'm not. I'll sort my own lunch out. Thanks, though, boys. You got 2 minutes. Though. You got 2 minutes. Swap the washing over. There'll be an extra quid in it for you. Can you remember what I showed you this morning? Alright, show me. Why do you keep telling me about a horse wearing nappies? Because you think it's really funny, don't you? Are you really putting nappies on a horse? Why? Got an abscess who's got diarrhea. Meet James, come here. We'll put a nappy on the horse. Picture. Yeah. What? Am I prepared to eat healthy? Am I? What's that got to do with my shirt? What happened to your brother? Poor horse is going in a sausage roll. I need to see the nappy on a horse too. Let's see it.
So that is what the Battle of Cartanu was joined, and I dare say you know how the tale continues. To everyone's shock, the Elder Primal Bahamut emerged from Dalamud and proceeded to unleash his fury upon the realm.
What football kits are they wearing? I don't know. What kit are you wearing? Qatar team. Who is it? Paris Saint-Germain. Right, he's wearing Paris Saint-Germain. And he's wearing Manchester United. There you go. Go.
Gonna be on his foot.
You're putting a nappy on his foot. Are you sure when you heard bandage you changed it to nappy? Okay. Alright.
Which is false.
Okay. Alright.
About 99. £4.
£2.99 for nappies. Alright, got it. They were all bore witness to Louis Suarez initiated the ritual. None remember what came to pass afterwards. Neither what happened to Bahamut, nor why the realm was reborn.
The haze that afflicted memories of the calamity. We've had people remember events prior to that moment, yes? If so, do you know anyone who was near Louis Suarez during the battle? Someone who may have spoken with him? If someone was near him, I'm afraid I do not know. He was atop of... What?
One of those pots that I have. Oh, you got sushi? Sure. I'll have a rice bowl. Perfect.
He was atop the rise for the ritual while I was a good distance away on the front lines. My apologies. No need to apologise. You've shared a wealth of information. I could ask you more. If you're satisfied, then so am I. With that, I shall return to my duties. I look forward to reading the biography when it's finished.
Nobody was stood with Louis Suarez, right? He was on his own on that mountain, giving the old smile calamity face.
Now I have a grasp of events leading up to the calamity, and yet... Oh, forgive me. I was deep in thought, in no small part due to your help. I managed to learn a great deal. But there's still more that I wish to know. Might I trouble you to accompany me a little longer? If you're willing, please let me know.
Sure.
You'll continue accompanying me then? Wonderful. Come, let's head to the Drowning Wedge to discuss our next move.
Yeah, but they all got, like, ported away before anything happened, right?
Our research proceeds apace so far. We have learned things not found in literature. But tell me, based on what you've heard from our interviewees, what is your opinion of Louis Suarez?
Others deserve more credit. He had a difficult task, is what I would say.
Indeed. From an imperial invasion to rampaging primals to Neil, he had to contend with the toughest of problems. What struck me was how grateful the interviewees were to Louis Suarez for bringing their nations together in cooperation. It was nothing short of necessary for our survival. Yet in knowing this, I can't help but wonder. In his capacity as a tactician, it seems like he had more than enough by devising a plan and facilitating its execution. He went far beyond that, risking life and limb on the front lines for a land not his own. Perhaps he needed to be there for the ritual. Perhaps he felt a sense of duty. Even so, as noble as it is to desire to help others, what good is it if you end up sacrificing yourself? What was it that compelled Louis Suarez to go to Cartano? And what went through his mind as the battle unfolded?
What? You do both. Yeah. DHL. Oh, jeez. I'm so sorry. Right, DHL are here. One second.
turtle. Right, so my dad has vanished in a terrible crime scene. Who lives in America? What's going on here? Off. Should I put a message? How do you put? What is that? What? It's up the screen. Oh, there we are. Right, it's back on. Who likes Prime? Put a frog emoji if you like Prime.
Oh, the joy and cheer that await at the happy turtle. Think of all the fun that you will have at the happy turtle.
Put a picture of Prime on the stream. I want to see some Prime, baby. Everyone's saying has mic. Okay, who? Primer. The drink. The hydration one, not the Right, not the hydration drink.
For the frogs.
I'm not telling the frogs, mate. I'm not.
Oh, the joy and cheer that await at the happy turtle. Think of all the fun that you will have at the happy turtle.
Guys, do you
For the
think
turtles.
I'm Mini Mike? Yeah, I'm setting up. Yeah. Yes, Mini Mike. Right. The big conga's coming back.
I'm the big conga?
Yeah. You are.
The big conga? I don't respect that. Oh, you subbed for my son. Thanks, guys. My kid got a hype train.
Thank you.
I will let you know that the £20 that was donated for his birthday you got. You did. You bought a wicker teddy bear with it. Yep, you bought a wicker man teddy bear with it. Alright, go away now.
Yeah.
You were shilling Prime. I don't... It's disgusting,
The
isn't it?
big
Oh, the
conga
marketing
is
has
here.
got them. I hate it so much. Yeah, I hate it. They watch videos on YouTube, right? Of people going out and buying Prime. That's the whole video.
Think of all the fun that you will have at the happy turtle.
That's what they watch. And they watch them over and over again. Yeah, this girl. Costler. This is what they watch. Surviving off Prime for 24 hours. Almost puked. Prime drop an ultra rare glowberry. I made the new Prime glowberry. Finding the cheapest Prime. They watch this constantly. Finding every Prime flavor in 1 hour. Look, see, they've watched them. Finding as many rare bottles of Prime hydration in 1 hour. This is all the... Look at all the videos this person makes. Finding every body fuel flavor. I filled up my car with $1,000 of Prime. Finding Prime in New York. Finding Prime chocolate bars. I don't get it. It's insane, right? And the kids, look, they watch them. Find the most expensive bottle of Prime in London. It's so weird. It's so weird. And they love it. They absolutely love it. You sure it's not the girl? I would hope it was the girl. My heart hopes. My heart hopes that that's the case. It really does. My heart and soul prays that is absolutely the case. Yeah, let's hope. Exactly. Anyway, let's go down memory lane again.
If Louisoix had people near him at the time, perhaps he shared words with them in his final moments. Words that could provide some insights, but where to begin for such individuals, assuming they exist?
Oh, what, geezer? Sorry, friends, but I couldn't help overhear your conversation. Just so happens, right, I knew a bloke served alongside Louisoix's guard cut now.
Truly, you know somebody who was with him?
Oh, yeah, I do, and as far as I'm aware, he wasn't keen keeping it a secret, just for good measure. Why do you want to speak with him, though? Louisoix's biography, eh? In that case, I reckon the bloke would be willing to cooperate, so I would. Listen, Orngin Combs is the name. He's lieutenant at Maelstrom. Out of the calamity, he turned to adventuring so as to be a greater help to the community.
Oh, thanks, Sam.
Oh. Chicken, rice, and veg. Yummy! Although it is the sugary sauce. F. Where the teriyaki at? Full of carrots! Alright, let's put that over there to cool down.
A Maelstrom officer turned adventurer. We're most keen to speak with him. Where might he be found?
Well, when Orm dropped in the other day, he said that he had business in the Morrowby dry docks. If you're lucky, he might still be there.
Understood. We're in your debt. We can't let this chance pass us by, Floor. Let's take ourselves to the dry docks at once.
Thank you for the level 2 hype train for my son. Appreciate it. Thank you, Sunshine. You're amazing. Big hugs to you always. I will not be getting my kids Prime. Nope. Teriyaki is less sugary than sweet and sour. That's my point. I want some flavor. We're no angels here. We're not having dry chicken and rice like some fucking maniac. Have I tried it? I am absolutely not giving Logan Paul money. That's not happening. No, I've not tried it.
Right. Where could Orm be? In hindsight, we should have asked what he looks like. His name would suggest he's a Midlander, but, well, nothing for it but to make inquiries. Let's split up for the task and meet again here. I'm sorry, but I've only just started helping out here. We're still learning our customers' names. I couldn't say if it's the person you're after, but a man did come by earlier who appeared to be an adventurer. He bought a Nymea Lily that we're currently trialing. Okay.
Down. Down is further. A veteran shipwright. Oh, it's a Lalafell shipwright.
Yeah, you've been on good, can you say? Don't know anyone by that name, I'm afraid. I did walk by an unfamiliar fellow just now, though, over by Market Spinner. He had a flower in his hand, so it caught my eye.
Okay. Alpha's upstairs. The old Rogadins.
Oh, as it happens, I spoke with him just earlier. He said that he wanted to buy flowers, so I directed him to a vendor. Not sure where he is as of now, though.
Okay. Classic Rogadin.
There you are, Flo. Were you able to learn anything?
I bought a flower.
A man who could be on bought a lily and then went to the mark of the spinner. If we hurry there, we might be able to find him. Let's go.
Who's this kid? Yeah, Alpha's just doing alpha things. Mercy nipples. Check. As suspected. French. Yeah, got it. Makes sense. How do I get over there? Swimmers? Oh. Never mind. I figured it out. I didn't think you could fly in this area for some reason. I thought it was considered a city area. Oh, suave. Louis Suave.
Begging your pardon, sir. Are you Lieutenant Orn Guguhum?
I haven't been a lieutenant for years, but that's my name. And what can I do for you?
Did he just pull a face at me?
I realize this is sudden, but
He doesn't look happy to see me.
So, you're writing Louis Suarez's biography and want to hear my account as someone who was near on hand at Cardinal.
Why are you giving me the stink eye?
There must be a reason that you're here too. The Warrior of Light who led us to victory in Operation Archon. Very well. I will tell you my tale.
I was not there.
Now then, where to begin?
I was there?
As you know, the battle was fought over the land where Dalamud was expected to fall. In the beginning, neither side was able to gain the upper hand, but when the Imperials deployed their magic armor, our ranks were thrown into disarray. Those charged with protecting Louis Suarez like me could only watch the carnage from afar, and though our forces managed to hold out thanks to the adventurer contingent, we sustained grievous casualties. The real tragedy was what followed. As Dalamud hurtled toward us, it began shedding fragments of itself before finally bursting open, to unleash the primal Bahamut. As all below looked on in shock, the battle completely forgotten, Bahamut tucked wing and spewed fire all over the land. Men and magic armor alike were set ablaze and sent flying like so many insects. I only realized that I had stopped breathing when a commanding voice broke my trance. You've done enough, Louis Suarez told us. Now fly. Fly and save yourselves. But like my fellow guards, I wanted to remain. I couldn't charge into battle besides my comrades. At the very least, I would do my duty here and protect Louis Suarez to the last. Upon seeing us standing there, not making to move, Louis Suarez smiled and spoke thus. If you would give your lives to protect something, then protect my hopes. Every soul who lives to determine their own fate is a source of hope, bright and brilliant, so live I bid you, and be among those who bear the light for others to follow. Those words awakened us to a greater purpose. If there was hope in my living, then I would live as Louisoix bid. No matter what, I would survive. And so, together with my fellows, I began making my retreat. Alas, we hadn't gotten far when an explosion erupted and sent us sprawling. I struggled to my feet just in time to see the enormous, menacing silhouette of Bahamut looming over Louisoix. In the next instant, he was enveloped in light. And that was the last I remembered of him.
Louisoix's final moment.
Amidst that light, he looked to be smiling. What was he thinking in that moment? I couldn't say. But one thing is certain. We are all of us alive, thanks to him.
And following the calamity, it was reported that Louisoix had defeated Bahamut and set about the land's miraculous regeneration. Do you believe that this is the truth? Every soul who lives to determine their own fate is a source of hope. What we've learned has reaffirmed my belief, Flor. The belief that Louisoix was not an all-powerful saviour one reads about in tales, but merely an ordinary man. That man never forsook Eorzea. No. He stood for his realm to the last. He and countless other brave souls, and saved it from becoming a scorched waste. Against unimaginable adversity he fought, but at the cost of his life, paved the way to a brighter future for us all. The least I could do in return is tell his story. Spread his message that where there is life, there is hope.
Haha, books.
Thanks to your accounts, I believe I found an angle for the biography. I am truly grateful.
Louisoix wasn't ordinary though, right? He was a powerful sorcerer. Sugar.
Would you care to offer a prayer as well? A prayer that the light of hope which Louisoix preserved shall ever burn bright.
See, we should visit Louisoix's grave way more than we visit Haurchefant's. This is a grave that at least makes some sense.
The calamity left deep scars across the realm. There was no place that did not want for help to rebuild. After being saved by our twin and our allies, I decided to become an adventurer. The better to honour Louisoix's legacy and lend aid to those in need. During my travels, I often hear your tales, and I'm glad I could share my own with you.
Oh, thank you.
Allow me to thank you again for recounting your experience to us.
Hey, it was I who owes you thanks for giving me the chance to share Louisoix's words. All these years, I had avoided speaking of the moment of his passing out of respect, but it would not do to take the tale to my grave. Through the biography, it is my hope that his spirit will live on in all of us. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I shall resume my pilgrimage to the marks. Wherever your travels take you, We shall be praying for your safety.
Do you think it's possible in the real world to be like an adventurer? To just travel and... But no, I don't mean like travel and get jobs. Like travel and like be helpful and then move on and stuff like that. I don't think it'd be as exciting as this. You'd probably end up like helping like clear fields of bananas and washing pots in a restaurant and stuff.
Nymea lilies, the symbol of safe passage. As Louisoix stood there in Cartano, I wonder if he likewise prayed for someone's safety. At any rate, these interviews have yielded everything I had hoped for and more. Come, let's return to Uldar. I'll have your reward for you at Uldar at the Hall of Flames.
I just don't think it'd be super exciting, that's all. I don't think it'd be as exciting as we would like it. Like, as the idea of it is. Anyway, the wind blows in 1 minute. Size Queen? What is this? Okay. Okay, dude. Bigger is... There's no way you're not in the stream. There is no way.
There you are. I ended up troubling you longer than I intended, but it was truly a fruitful series of interviews. How fortunate we could hear from those who lived that fateful time. While I still have many questions, the biography is beginning to take shape in my mind. I also feel as though I've attained a measure of closure. Louisoix fought simply as one of us, and he made the ultimate sacrifice that hope might endure. This I've come to realise and appreciate thanks to everyone's heartfelt testimonies. Now then, last but not least, I'd like to ask you for your thoughts on something. According to Orn, Louisoix smiled in his final moment as he was enveloped in light. What do you imagine he held in his mind?
Yeah. Hope, baby. Right?
I see, I see. I appreciate your thoughts. As I pen the biography, I'll be certain to remember your words. Well, sad though it is time for us to part ways. I'll set to work on a draft, and I won't rest until the biography comes to print. Thank you for all your help, my friend. I couldn't have come this far without you.
I'm really surprised there isn't already in-game some sort of history of Louisoix. Like a biography would have done pretty quickly, you would think. Let's go see the mount. You know, like in Charlian or whatever? It wouldn't be like 10 years later. That's horrifying. What did we get for that? End of an era framers kit. They added this quest to Post a Realm Reborn now. Ah, I see. It's called the Rising Phoenix. I'm not usually a fan of these kinds. Oh, I like this. Oh yeah, the flame's cool. It's actually quite nice. That's such a nice, vibrant color. Let me just hide my face while I scoff my chicken. It's a turn 12 boss in coils. God, I don't remember that at all. It does look a bit like Joshua. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the Phoenix Splash is nice. It's a little overwhelming on the screen given its size. It takes up a lot of space. I need to pick up the whale so I can really gather the size of it. Go show it to Alphino and Alizé? Yeah. That'd be pretty nutty. Oh god, this has got a spice to it. My nose is running. You don't like how you're not riding it? Oh, you become the mount. I see. Yeah, let me go to an outdoor area. Wrong button. Oh, it's nice actually. Usually I don't like these ones, but this one's pretty nice. Yeah, I think it's a pretty cool mount. Just a goddamn shame they didn't put a grind in for it, so I don't feel it's rewarding enough. Every idiot's got it. Yeah, the paws have it as well. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Holy god, this is spicy. Ooh. This is the spiciest one I've had so far. This has a lot of chili in it. No, I'm only teasing Zeppler. Love Zeppler. He's awesome. The Fall Guys is soon, I think. Oh god, can I squeeze into this? Ah, no. Ah! Oh, I'm burning up.